Trash to Cash podcast, episode 105, Fireside Chats
Yes,
edition.
yes,
Carrie
yes. We're here
and
to
Carrie
soothe your
is
fourth quarter worries without the curmudgeon himself, Kevin, who's on a plane or an ox
yep,
cart. We don't know. He's heading to
yep.
Vegas in some mode of transportation.
Some big swinger convention he's
Yes, he did.
attending.
I
We're
think this
not
made my
sure.
day. Yesterday he was like, "I'm stressed out, man." Me and he was reminding me. I think he was trying to remind me that he was going to spend no time with me here.
Yeah, of course.
So he was saying, yeah, he even said this literally. He says, "Yeah, I'm going to Vegas, but we're bringing our swinger friends." So he even calls his
He said
friends
the
his
swinger
swinger
friend
friends, either
thing.
ironically or
Oh my
truthfully.
goodness,
We
yeah.
don't know.
It's probably truthfully.
Dude, this is
That's
old
okay
school.
though.
We're
Yeah.
kicking it old school, except your
Dude,
lighting is just, dude, I feel like
I was trying to make it feel like I was near the
it's
fire,
kind of good. I like it.
fireside
You just don't want to
chats, a
see
little
what's behind
dark.
me. It's terrible. It gets worse every week, so I'm
Oh,
just doing
mine's
a
pretty
brick
horrible
wall.
too. Yeah, mine's pretty horrible too. I'm glad though because I like the brick wall. It kind of suits this whole theme
It does.
a
It
little bit
does.
better than your garbage piles that I expect are probably
Yes.
back
No,
there.
they are. There's tons of garbage. There's stuff that I bought with the intention of listing, but I'm honest. I'm not ever going to list it. It's going to
No, that's
sit
fair.
there and it's going to be buried by more stuff because I'm a picker and
Well,
we're
and I wanted
addicted
to
to
talk to
picking.
you a bit about your sourcing too because I was watching your video today that you put out,
You're
and
welcome.
I thank you for that. I did appreciate that you put out a video.
Thank you.
I feel like you have really come a long way. I don't know if it's good or bad when it comes to sourcing, where you'll spend a lot
Yeah.
for something that's not worth much, right? Like you're spending
I'm
eight
doing
dollars
it.
for a shirt
I'm doing
that
it
sells
the
for like
wrong
twelve
way. I'm like,
dollars.
I've gotten over my fear of spending a lot, but I just haven't figured out how to. I actually, those
Yeah.
shirts were good that I bought. What are you talking about?
What, the $24 shirts and you paid $9 a piece after tax?
Well, those
Like,
aren't
I don't
terrible. That's
know.
not like, look,
You
I
just
need,
liked them because it was like Machine Gun Kelly or something.
oh, the Macklemore. Yeah.
Macklemore, that's it.
That
Yeah,
was like
yeah.
right on the
That
precipice of
was
me feeling
suspect. That flip.
comfortable. Really? Well, I mean, I'll double my money. You used to
Will
do stuff
you?
like that.
Oh, I still do.
Now
That's
that
all
you're
I do.
sitting on your iron throne or whatever of just
Yeah,
that you're the best picker in the world, when we know you're just
yeah.
basically losing money selling everything on whatnot.
No,
No, but you're
well,
right.
okay.
Those were a little suspect. I felt a little bit nervous about those. But
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta go for it. I gotta push myself. It's probably
Did
not
you
my
try
best
talking
purchase.
them down? Like when you got to the counter, were you like, yo, I'm going to buy
This
five.
isn't
Can
a.
I get a discount?
I have a hard time talking people down at a yard sale. I'm not going to do it at a thrift store.
I think you should have tried. I
I
think,
should have tried.
it was
What I
just a
need
little
is just
too
you
pricey.
at the thrift store with me, and then I just sick you on them, and then I could
What you
just
do, here's the trick. Here's the trick. What you want to do is take some poop on your fingers
yes.
and rub it on the shirts and be like, these have poop on them. Can I get a discount?
Here's the thing: at any given time, this is truth. This is truth. You guys all need to hear this and know this. At any given time, we all
Hmm.
have a little bit of poop on our fingers. If we're being
Ah, that's
honest,
true.
if
What
we're
did
being
Tina told
honest, we're
me?
not washing thoroughly enough, or at
She
all in
said
my
that was a
case.
statistic. She said that she read a statistic that every
Who's
time someone
she? Who's
gets in
she?
a
Your wife?
my wife,
Okay,
Tina,
my
yeah.
wife.
She said, my wife, she said every time that you get in a hot tub, 1 tablespoon of poop gets into the hot tub.
Hmm,
And
I
I
love
said,
it.
but honey, I wipe my butt and I bidet. And she's like, well, it might be different for
Exactly.
you
Could you
then,
imagine all
Dave.
the fluids that are in Kevin's jacuzzi? Goodness gracious.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's let's not talk too much about that. Yeah, so you're in Vegas. You've got the Boss Reseller Remix
Yes,
this week. Are
dude.
you excited about that?
Eh.
Dude, I gotta be
Yeah, a
honest.
little
I,
bit.
I
Yeah,
don't want
I
to.
do. I enjoy it. Yeah, it should be fun. Ish.
So I can't help but think of Cryman Squaw. Do you know what that is? Some
You
of our
just.
listeners do.
I don't know what that means or is.
Crisis Management Squad.
Oh, still.
Okay, it's from The Office.
Okay.
Cryman Squaw.
Oh, okay. Okay. I
It's
think I
like Crisis
vaguely
Management
know.
Squad, and he says all these acronyms, and Jim's like, "Wouldn't it just be easier?" Or Pam says it. Wouldn't it be easier to just say the thing you want to say instead of having to explain to us all the acronyms that you're making up at this moment? And I got to be honest, that's kind of how I feel about this new reselling podcast. Have you heard it yet?
The reseller. Oh, the Power Hour.
Bro,
Which
like
one?
this, I'm glad this podcast exists, but I don't know if I can do it. They're talking about Krylov, which is some sort of eBay algorithm or
No,
something like that.
I
And
told
my
you
brain
when
was
those two
melting
got
out my
together,
ear.
and I'm friends with John, but I'm like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be an hour and a half of like pie in the sky, like eBay
Yeah.
witchcraft algorithm stuff. What's
Yes.
happening? When's it's turned
Yes.
off? When's the glitch happening? Because
Dude.
both of their channels are like very live centric. you
Mhm.
know, focused heavily on like I guess glitches that may or may not be happening on eBay
In
and
the Matrix,
in the
yes.
Matrix.
Yes, in the
Yeah,
Matrix.
I'm
Well,
in
I
the
don't
Matrix, by
listen.
the way.
It's Krylov, which is some sort of
I'm
algorithmic
gonna go
thing.
watch
Like
that
literally,
now.
they talk like an hour and a half about Krylov. That's like an hour. But they did.
It
They kind of
felt
took a
like an
little
hour and
dig
a
at
half
us.
though.
They took a little dig at us. They're like, we're the first ever podcast that's going to provide information and be informative. And I'm like, well, there is
They
the
have a
whole.
very they have no recollection of any of the previous
Yeah, they've
podcasts before
forgotten
us.
about the Pure Hustle
Yeah,
podcast, which
we
is the whole reason
literally
we
came
made our
on. You go back to
non-educational
episode
one.
1, and I first off I
Yeah,
said we were going to blow your mind. Mission accomplished.
yeah.
There's
Your mind has
people
been blown
dead
3
on the
times.
floor everywhere who have
Yes.
listened to our
Hmm.
podcast.
This is true.
But we were thinking like I think we probably thought we were going to be more like Pure Hustle podcast than
No,
like a
we didn't.
crap show.
We said we were the anti Pure
Were
Hustle.
we?
We were the like
We
the fun.
talked a
I can't
lot
get this
more.
lighting right.
We talked a lot more about reselling back then in those days, pre Kevin. Kevin
Well,
came
that's
in and
because
brought a weird
Kevin's just so
energy that
fun
we
to
just
make
wanted
fun
to
of.
destroy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what it was is we were serious before Kevin, but then Kevin was so serious we had to
Like
anti-serious the
annoyingly
Kevin.
serious.
Yeah.
Kevin
Yeah.
always, it's like every video with Kevin is the most important thing to ever happen, and it's never important or
Oh,
interesting.
I know. Yeah, that guy. He did tell me he was going to listen to this, so I
Oh,
think
he
it's really
is?
good. We should talk about him a lot.
We
you
should.
know.
He'll love that.
All his flipper video
here's a
titles
little
lately
here's
are
a little
ridiculous.
inside baseball. Kevin loves him some Kevin, and he loves to hear about himself. So if you want Kevin to watch one of your videos, just talk about it.
Just literally, not only that, he will literally make a dedicated video about you if you make a negative video about him.
Yes, he will.
Like, this is the easiest hack to grow on YouTube. Just be like, Commonwealth Pickers, a fake reseller.
Oh,
Make
yeah.
that video. 1 Foot Flipper's already publishing it as we say
One
this,
foot
right?
flipper, yes.
You know, and you make that video just calling Kevin, a fraud, and he will make a video all about
8
you.
reasons Kevin is a fraud.
You'll have like a 40 video series in your honor on his channel, guys. Stop buying the $5 ET pin. Just literally
Stop.
make negative Kevin videos.
We're at minute 7, and we really want you guys to stop buying that stupid pin. He's ruining the pin market for ET. There's one dude out there who has more than him, and he can't sell one of those flipping pins because Kevin's got to sell them all. Kevin doesn't need the $5, people. He doesn't need
I was
it.
trying to figure out who's in my garage. It's Tina. Hi, Tina.
Probably your wife, dude.
It is my wife, yeah.
My wife.
What, Tina? She was making sure the door was locked so I don't get mugged while I'm recording. That makes sense, though.
want
That
that.
happens frequently. Yeah. Kevin, I called you Kevin,
Wow.
see?
Wow.
Offensive.
I'm
Carrie.
much more attractive than Kevin.
Okay, so we're here in the fireside chats. They were a more intimate environment. You know, we're really, being more serious today. I listened to some of our old episodes, pre-Kevin episodes
Pre-Kevin.
today. Well, not the whole episodes, but I listened to little snippets
Pre-K.
just because I was
Pre-K.
like, what the heck is this podcast if we're not making fun of Kevin? Like,
It is true.
and you're right. We did talk quite a bit
We're just
more
making
about
fun of him without him
reselling.
here. It's what we're doing.
True. We're still making it happen. But no, we talked a lot about reselling. So I
Yeah.
figured maybe we could
let's,
come back to the
take it old school.
reselling podcast, well, not clickbait podcast, not locker room podcast, which
Yeah.
those are all a thing, guys.
Yeah,
and I
those
don't
are
recommend
apparently
any
a
of
thing
them,
they're
I'll be
trying
honest.
desperately to have.
But they even said in this new ultra boring podcast, which was great, but also very boring
Very
for me.
boring.
I was
haven't heard it,
learning.
though,
I
to be
try
fair.
not to learn. I try not to learn, and I felt like I was learning, and it was really upsetting me. They did say they're like we're not like the other podcasts. We're not going to be gossiping about other channels, so we can say
wouldn't do
whatever,
that
and they're
either.
never going to come back at us.
Yeah. Look,
We
you
just
can
got
say
the
whatever
card.
you want. Nobody's going to be listening. So, and actually, they honestly,
a lot
they
of
have a
viewers.
pretty big crowd of
Yeah.
people who like those kind of videos. And once
Yes.
again, John is my friend. I have to be
You
very
have to
careful
say
with
that.
what I say. But it
No,
probably
you
is
don't.
boring. I'm gonna.
John,
agree
if
with
you're
you.
our friend, you should know what to expect.
Yeah,
when
this
you're
you have.
expecting.
There's no sacred
He's
cows
6
here.
months
We've
pregnant as
already
well.
tipped over Kevin, so there's none left.
But I did have to say, I listened to our episode where we talked about Dune the movie.
The next Dune's coming out, by the way.
And we were talking about the Dune movie, and yeah, it was. I really
Movies
didn't like
is like
it.
something we're
I
good at
really
talking
didn't like
about.
it.
I feel
Yes, we do like talking about movies. I like your new Jets hat. Is that new?
it's kind of new. I got it on the trip, but I don't wear it all the time.
I also
a
saw
hockey
that you
hat.
picked up a hat in your video that said B, and I thought it was like the Boston White
Yeah,
Sox or something. But it
Brooklyn.
was like some completely different team. Brooklyn, New York?
Brooklyn, New York. The Dodgers before they were in LA.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I don't know anything about sports.
You
I
don't.
also learned something else from you watching your boring video.
Well, you're welcome.
You also said something about the players, if they're no longer in like the big league, you shouldn't buy their jerseys. Is that a thing?
No, it's a little more nuanced than that. What I was saying was, I was looking at an Aaron Rodgers jersey. He's not on that team anymore. He's not on the Packers anymore. He's on the
Yeah.
Jets, and he got injured. But sometimes, like classic players from classic, like if you found a Joe Montana jersey, John Elway possibly, or Jim Brown or something, those could be worth money. But in
What
general,
about Dan Brown? If
yeah,
you
or
found a
Dan Brown. Dan
jersey,
Brown,
the guy who wrote the Da Vinci
exactly.
Code.
I was gonna be like, dude, Tom Cruise really knows how to put on a movie, and it's the Da Vinci Code.
Yes, exactly. I can't get my lighting right. It's just gonna look
Dude,
creepy
you
and
look like
spooky,
you
which
look,
works for Halloween. It works
you
for
look,
Halloween.
yeah, you look like you're about to make an ale, and there may be some sort of poison potion within.
That'd be good. You see my Oogie Boogie in the background
Yeah,
there?
dude, it's good.
It's pretty cool,
kinda,
right?
It's creepy,
Yeah.
scary
It's creepy,
skeletons.
yeah.
Is that right?
Creepy, spooky, scary skeletons. Did you go to community sales today, Carrie? It's middle
No,
of community
no,
sale season.
nope,
Why not?
nope. Because today
I was
was the
texting him
day.
at like noon,
Today
and I
was
was
the
like,
day
this
that
dude's
I
not
went
up.
to the card show.
How did that go?
It went pretty well. I went with Sonny and Mikey Bags of Money.
Oh, I
And
miss
here's
that
the
guy.
thing: like, Sonny picked me up. It's hard when people pick you up because they didn't realize they had. I mean, they've seen a little bit of my videos. Like a lot of people have seen a little bit of my card videos, but they didn't understand what they were getting themselves into.
Like how bored they'd be.
Yeah,
I've been
I was.
to card shops.
They
with
were
him,
ready
guys.
to
He
go,
just
and
sits
I was
there.
on the second table in the
Yes.
first room, and there's
Yes.
like 50 tables.
It is impressively boring to be at a card show.
You've been at a
or
card show
anything.
with me.
Yeah, it's not fun.
It's
Don't
not
do it,
fun.
guys. That's like getting invited to Kevin's house. Like if Carrie invites you to a card show, he's not hanging out with you.
At least I'll let you
He's not
show
hanging out
up
with
and
you.
hang out with me.
Yeah, you can show up, but you're not getting any of his attention. Just
No, you're
like
getting
Kevin
none of
when
my
he invites you
attention.
to Lynchburg. It's just not
All of
happening.
my attention is going to Dick Stigman. If you can see that, you can't see it because see Dick Stigman. There you go.
No, well, you're holding a card up. He's holding
Yeah.
a card up, audio listeners. Is there
Yes,
still
Dick
audio
Stigman
listeners
was a
to this
player
show?
for the Cleveland Indians
I
in the
think there's
50s.
a couple. Carrie, I will say, okay, Dawn Lady Arbitrage
Yes, that's me.
has now officially paid us for 3 months of motivation.
Oh, did she?
3 months.
Oh, she did?
$99.99 has been
Okay.
charged to Lady Arbitrage. So you owe her some motivation.
She
I
just
want you
paid
to
for
say.
3 months. Is that how that worked?
No, it's just been 3 months since she first paid, and she
Oh.
just never canceled it.
Okay, well, good for her. She told me, like, I gotta film your thing. Do you have any ideas? Because I have to ask her what she wants me
Yeah.
to do. I guess that's how
Yeah.
it works when you're in a relationship.
I think you need to motivate her twice in this video, like 60 seconds and another 60 seconds.
I think
and
if I
one of
just
them
stare in
better
her
be
eyes,
in your
she'll be
bedroom.
motivated. I think, but
Yeah.
yes, I will. I'm
Are you
going to do that.
motivated
They will
yet?
be at the end of this video, so it's going to be beautiful.
Who did you do so far? I think you sent me Brian Big and Fun
Brian
and Matt's
Big,
Props
both
Pursuit,
Big and Fun, and also Matt's Prof Pursuits.
and then you just have to do Soda City and Lady Arbitrage.
Yes, Soda City and Lady Arbitrage. We did a couple on the road. We'll do a couple tomorrow when I have a little bit
Yeah.
of time.
Okay.
Maybe we'll do
cool.
it with Kevin because I'm going to be with Kevin tomorrow morning. I'm getting up at
dude, get him to
5:30
motivate
in the
them.
morning to go with Art and Kevin. And
Where?
it's-
On a Sunday?
Yeah, on a Sunday to the flea market, dude, Broad Acres.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm gonna be terrible, man. I'm gonna be just.
Yeah, you're used.
I'm gonna be, yeah. In the morning, I'm gonna be yelling at people. Oh, it's not gonna be good.
You're gonna be punching people in the face.
I just be
It's gonna
like,
really
no
good.
deals.
You're gonna be like picking and punching, dude. Did you know that I'm kind of a comic book icon now?
Yeah, you are.
And it's so funny because okay, this is I need to tell everyone, guys. Just because I got really lucky with comic books and I'm selling comic books does not mean you should go source comic books at yard sales. My aunt calls me. She's like, David, I just got an insane deal. I got all these comic books for $10. She sends me a picture. It's 4 comic books. And they're all from the early 90s. And I'm like, okay, Aunt Yay. That is not a good deal.
And I get that a
And she's
lot
like,
with sports
"But
cards
I got
too.
4 of them. I was like, yeah, that's not good. So
There's just piles and piles of nuance in between all the knowledge you need with comic books, and the
Yes.
truth is, like, Dave, you had like a certain amount of bare bones knowledge that
Bare
helped you even,
bones,
but it helped you
yes.
where you actually got this stuff though. You knew 12
I
cent.
knew 12 cent.
12
that was,
cent
like,
is,
the
I
only
believe,
thing I
Silver
knew.
Age or Golden Age. I forgot which age, but it's
It's,
like the 50s,
Silver
60s
Age.
era, basically.
The
Silver
60s,
Age.
yeah.
So, like, there's simple things with comics you can learn that will help you at least be dangerous enough. Like, if you see a comic that's 12 or 20 or 25%, 25 cents, and it has
Or 10 cents. 10
or
cents be
or
golden age.
lower, and it
Yeah.
has Spider-Man on it, you're probably
Oh
and
my
it's
gosh,
like
buy it.
it's like $2. Get it.
Yeah.
If it's
Yep.
$50, maybe look it up. You know what
If
I mean?
it's a Superman comic from 1991 that's in horrible condition,
exactly.
do not pay $2.50
Ripped in half.
for it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
But there is
but
nuance.
her-
Even in the 90s, there's comic books. Deadpool's first appearance.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
comic books worth money.
There's keys. There's
keys.
keys.
Look
Those
at
are
you
like
talking
the
like you're
I'm
a
learning, guys,
comic
I'm
savant.
but no, he or she was just. It made me realize like I should be more careful in my videos, like where I should
Yeah.
be like, guys, just because these comics are
Or
good does
less
not mean you should
careful
go out.
because we're
No,
really
the same
watching
thing
for
happens with
entertainment, not for
plush.
knowledge.
The same thing happens with plush, where like I buy plush, I sell plush, and I do pretty good, right? I sell these kitty kittens for $100, and people are like, oh, I should buy plush,
Once.
and then they go
Emphasis on
buy.
once.
They go well. I have 7 more. I got to list. 6 more. I got to
Okay.
list.
Well,
But
I'll
but
believe
anyways,
it when I see it.
but anyways, people see that and they go buy every plush, right?
Yeah.
And it's like Walmart plush and Target plush, and it's completely worthless plush. And then they contact me, or they'll see me at a yard sale and be like, "Hey, Dave, I watch your videos. It's because of you that I have 9 totes of plush at my house." I'm like, "Well, don't buy every plush you see.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a good idea. Don't buy every comic book you see."
Nuance is tough to show through in
Portray.
a video, especially or
Yeah.
portray in a video, especially I do a lot of TikToks. It's impossible in a TikTok.
Do you? You do
Yeah, I'm
TikToks?
kind of
That's
what they would
interesting.
call a TikToker. I'm known for my
Oh, okay.
dancing and also my cooking. It's the
Yes,
two
you show a
things I'm most
lot
known.
of cleavage. When
Yeah,
you do
well,
your
it
TikToks,
gets the
I'll say
views.
that.
I gotta get.
You
I
should
gotta
try
get
that
money.
once, like where
Show
you're doing
some
like
cleavage.
a try-on haul from the
I'm
thrift
waiting-
store, but it's like really.
Are we gonna embrace the deep V when it comes back in this style? Because I don't have a
Dude.
lot of chest hair.
like Biscuit Butt's hot
Yeah,
doppelganger?
Biscuit Butt. I feel like Biscuit Butt still wears deep V's. If we're being honest, I think he's stuck in that deep V. era.
Biscuit Butt messaged me, and so I put a story. I told my Whatnot followers this, but I put a story saying, "Hey guys, I'm gonna have a Whatnot auction. It's just me sitting there." And he's like, "Your response to my story is like, bro, you look so chubby." I'm like, "Okay, thank you, Biscuit Butt."
Wow.
He's like, "No, like I just saw you 2 weeks ago, and you're not chubby." But in your video, you look so chubby. I was like, I don't know. The camera adds 10 pounds. I feel
Dude,
crappy
that
now.
is the
Thank
truth
you.
about you, though. Like I was,
Yeah.
I was visibly shaken when I met you the first time. I'm
I get all
is
my
this
weight in my
Dave?
face. I
Yeah,
get all
you're-
my weight. It's really weird.
It is
It's
weird.
weird how my weight hits my chest and my face first. And yeah, a lot of times people like if they just see my head. Like if you look, I mean, when I was watching our first episode, like I looked. I mean, I was probably 20, 25 pounds heavier than this, but I looked like 300, 400 pounds.
Yeah.
Like, but it's just all in my
It's
face.
weird. Like my all my weight is it's like the opposite. It's below the waist. That's where all my
in your
weight is
butt.
centered.
You have that big booty, Judy,
Okay,
which I
sure.
think is kind of good. I think you're rocking that booty.
Yeah, you know what? It never hurt anybody to have a little
Dude,
badonkadonk.
I would love to have a bit more fat in my butt because I can't sit for long in pews, right? Or any sort of like hard chair. It just
Yeah.
hurts my butt.
You need
my
to bring. You need to
tailbone.
be the person
all that.
that uses pews that brings their own cushion. You need to be. You need,
I
you
do-
need,
I
but you
am
need to
that
bring
guy.
an
I am that guy.
appropriate cushion, not a Kevin.
Like a
beat to
fuggler. I want a
hell
fuggler. That's what I
Yeah.
want, a fuggler cushion for
fuggler
pews.
cushion.
Random
Perfect.
merch idea.
Perfect.
Oh, did I tell you just speaking of buying stupid plush, I bought 42 Geico Gecko plushes.
Yes.
42 of them.
That's
brand
awesome,
new
dude.
deal.
You're never
So-
gonna make a dime on those. What did you spend? You don't even have to tell me too much because if it's $1
I
a
think I
piece, it's
spent-
too much.
No, I think I spent like $20 or something
Oh,
like
okay,
that.
that
it
make-
wasn't that bad. I
You can
think I
put
paid
those
like
through
50
whatnot.
cents.
and
I
they'll
can't
be
remember
okay,
honestly.
actually.
Honestly, no, it's the 80H Gecko. That's what I've decided. Forget about the NC Piggy. We got the
You
80H
sure
Gecko.
Geico's gonna be all right with that.
They're fine with it. They're fine with it.
Kevin did
Flop
steal
my shirt on it or something.
well, who owns the Enaman?
Well,
what
I
butt
own 3
company does?
enemas. Oh, that's Fleet.
Fleet,
Or Fleer? Fleer is the
Fleet.
cards.
Fleer is
Oh, I
sports
saw
cards.
a big sealed thing in 1991 Fleers today. Should I have bought them?
No,
I didn't
91
know.
is terrible.
Okay. They were $4,000, so I almost got.
Well, at that price, you should have bought it. I thought
Dude, you know
I
what I did
assumed it
get?
would be more.
What I did get at that same sale was a 1950s glove, baseball glove, and it's like
Nice.
super short. I've never seen anything like
It
it.
had
And it's
smaller
like
hands
it's
in
like
the 50s.
better. It's better than the new gloves. Like I thought it was much more comfortable than the new
Dude,
gloves.
everything from the
Cool.
past like was better made. Like you ever
I
compare
know.
our
I
80s
saw that in
toys to the
Cincinnati,
stuff the
dude.
kids have today?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's crazy. I got a what's his name, Casey Jones from the 80s
Yeah,
action
dude.
figure. That was kind of
He's the
cool. It
man,
was like,
dude.
but no, I noticed that in
You
Cincinnati.
didn't know
we're
if he
driving
wanted
down-
to play hockey or beat the hell out of
or
somebody.
beat people up.
You don't
Yeah,
know.
you never knew.
You have no
You never
idea
knew.
with the outfit he was wearing.
But no, in Cincinnati they had all this beautiful architecture, and you're like
Yeah.
looking at it, and you're like, they never do that. Like they have this bridge that is just stunning
That
in
bridge is
Cincinnati.
stunning.
Like it connects Kentucky and Cincinnati or whatever.
What do they call
But
that
thing
one?
was amazing. It was amazing, and nowadays they just build like this crappy bridge that's just like
Yeah, it's
I don't know, it's just lame.
what
We're
did,
all
there was a
lazy.
TikTok I watched a little bit
Or
ago
efficient, I don't know.
that was talking about how basically modern design was ruining sports jerseys because everything is super super simple and plain. And
Yep.
back in the 90s, like you have a dinosaur team come out, you get like a purple dinosaur, the Toronto
Yeah.
Raptors,
Some awesome merch.
or
Yeah.
like the Vancouver Grizzlies just had like a
Dinosaurs are
grizzly
fake, but yeah.
like coming out of somebody's butt. It was awesome.
Out of the
Well,
hole?
like because they had the grizzly on the butt part,
Oh, okay,
maybe. I
okay,
don't
okay,
know.
okay, gotcha.
Not like actually in
No.
the picture. That would have been aggressive and
I
weird.
bet AI could make that. We could
Dude,
probably
let's
get
see.
AI to
Check,
make
check,
a
check.
grizzly coming
AI
out their butt.
time.
No, because I can never share my screen anymore. It never
Yeah.
works.
You could
It's
just
very
no do
annoying.
AI and then just describe it. Even better.
Okay, there's a well, no, actually, AI is pretty strict on like anything like that might be perceived as like perverse. So if I said like a grizzly bear coming out of someone's butt, it'll probably say this is against our policies or something.
Yeah, but don't they really want to show? Well, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's
I get
probably
it.
other apps. Yep, look, sorry, our AI moderators feel your prompt might be against our community standards. I
Well,
can't
just say
even.
like
They won't even
a
generate
grizzly
anything.
bear coming out of like a oil well,
Why?
something that looks kind of similar,
An oil well?
or a like a water well or something.
Okay, so I want to talk about Bonanza because I freaking hate it, and I hope Kevin's still
Who's
listening.
doing Bonanza at this
Bonanza is
point? It's
garbage. I hate it with a passion. I'm already almost banned on it. First of all,
how do you get
start there. I
banned
got a
on? Do they
warning
even know
from
you're on
Bonanza.
Bonanza? Does Bonanza even
Dude,
keep records of anything?
well, it doesn't seem like they have any recourse to stop me from being the horrible seller on Bonanza that I am. I already have one
Yeah.
negative feedback and no positive. That's where I'm at with
That's like
Bonanza
me
at
on
this point.
Poshmark.
Like, dude, it was like, I don't know. It's so stupid because some guy orders a Nintendo Wii, instantly emails me, says, please cancel my order. And I'm like, well, I don't know how to freaking do that. I don't know
Yeah,
how
I
to
don't
work
know
this
how to
app at all. And so I message Bonanza, and then I get a response a few days later saying, we cannot cancel the order. You must do it by going into the payment processor, PayPal. I think they even
No.
said PayPal, refunding the person, and then finding this cancel option in the blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I don't want to do that.
Wow.
So I just didn't,
So
nothing.
easy. Love it.
But no. Okay, so a few days go by, the guy sends an angry message, and I'm like, all right, let me try to see if I can figure this out. And so I go into PayPal, and there's no payment. I never got a payment from him. And I'm like, oh, he must have like done a chargeback or something, because, whatever. So I just forgot about it. Then I got the negative feedback and the warning today from Bonanza saying
Warning
that,
of what?
basically that like people have been having bad experiences with me, and that I'm not a good seller.
That you don't get
and,
a. Can they
stuff like
really be
that.
choosy at Bonanza though?
Well, that's exactly my point. Like,
You should be
so
thankful
whatever.
you got a seller.
Yeah.
Even if they took
And
the money and left and just ran.
and they didn't. Anyways, I did figure it out finally. Once I got the negative feedback, I went and did some more research. I figured out he paid with something called Stripe, and in Stripe, I was able to find and do a refund. It's too late now. I mean, I did the refund. I probably shouldn't have, but I
Oh.
did the refund, and I'm sure I'll have the negative feedback. But then I had another person
Look, it's kind of
order
his fault for
something.
buying something on Bonanza. I think we can all
Yeah, well,
agree.
that is
You
true.
buy
Yeah,
something on
who
Bonanza.
like that's such a weird fly by night thing. Like it's the thing I tell my mom not to do. Mom, if
Yeah.
you see a website you've never heard of, do
Don't
not
just go-
buy from it.
Don't put
Don't
your
give
credit card information in there, okay?
Yeah.
They're phishing.
Yeah, exactly. And so who are the people that are like going in there? They all have zero feedback. Every buyer has zero feedback. And they go in and they buy on Bonanza. And whatever. I turned off well, actually, they kind of banned my Bonanza store today because my credit card didn't go through.
There you go. Banned from Bonanza. There's
From Bonanza. There's your title. Well, no, they only did it because my credit card didn't go through because I've got an issue with my bank where I have no bank card at the moment. But I'm not going to pay it because I don't want them to turn my booth back on. Screw it. It ain't worth the trouble. I hate Bonanza, Kevin. Screw you for telling me to put my stuff on Bonanza. Take that.
yeah,
He's
it's
he's
true.
like, right now, he's sitting on the plane. He's like, bite me. 'Cause
No,
that's just what Kevin says.
He's probably in the pooper. My guess is of a 4 hour flight, he's probably there 3.5 hours at least.
Yeah.
Just based on his diet
true.
and his frequent urinations.
But he takes the prostate medicine. I guess that's not related to poop.
No, I
right?
think he likes to live on the edge on vacation, and he doesn't take it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I still can't share my screen. I don't know. I don't know how to share my screen on this, so I can't show you. It did make a really nice grizzly bear with an oil well behind it. I mean, it's more like an oil rig.
See, that's
You
the
said
thing,
you wanted
like,
me to describe it, right?
Yeah.
He's got a little oil on him as well there.
This is close enough. Close enough. That was the 90s, though, in a nutshell.
Yeah, that was it. Dude, actually, now that you mention it, this could be like a 90s sports team jersey now that I'm looking at it. I will show you. I'm going to show you.
How?
Hold on, here you go. I'm gonna hold my phone up. It's magic technology called showing you.
It's got to focus. How do you get it to? Oh, look at
There you
that!
go.
Look at that,
See?
dude!
There
Look
you
at
go.
that! I love it.
Guys who are listening to the podcast, I already
I
described it.
like
I'm
the
not
one on
gonna
the
describe it
top
again.
left. It looks like he's
Okay.
coming out of the butt, but like, and it's just a little bit sloppy.
It's
You know what I
not
mean?
butt related at all. Yeah, okay. So anyway, so we've all decided we're not going to sell on Bonanza anymore. Now, we do need to talk about the algorithm.
Yes.
Obviously, I
Oh,
think
yes,
that's what's
guys.
in demand now. So,
A cervix B4. Have you heard of that?
cervix doesn't sound like the right term. I don't
It
think that's
is.
what you were
It's an
looking for.
acronym. I'm
There was a
100% sure of
guy.
that.
There was a guy who was just banned on eBay and might get arrested or something for illegally selling butterflies. Did you hear about this?
Like alive or dead?
They were dead. They were dead
So
butterflies,
he's.
but they were like endangered or something like that. And he was 75 years old, and
Oh,
like they
man.
caught him saying like screw the Games and Wildlife Federation or whatever. I don't know.
That's a weird time. That's a
That's a
weird.
weird
That's like
thing.
the least favorite time of your life to go to prison. 75.
Yes. Well, maybe that's the best time. You
Maybe
don't
it
have
is
to
because you
worry
don't have to
about
worry
like
about nothing.
you know how expensive these like
That
retirement homes
actually is a
are,
very good point.
right? Like
Yeah, you'll get.
just let the
Yeah,
prison feed you and
that's
stuff like
never
that,
mind.
and
I
then the
take it back.
guards got
It's
to
the
change
best
your
time to go to
diapers.
prison.
I might try to make
Kevin,
something happen when I'm
Kevin,
70. Kevin, it's
now's
time.
the time. Break those laws you've been wanting to break.
Yes, this is your chance, Kevin. You're going to Vegas. Now's
Yeah,
your
there's
chance.
a lot of opportunities for prison there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, okay, so there's that, and then I like to keep abreast of all the eBay news. Okay, and the other big eBay news is that eBay's getting sued for $2 billion.
What?
Yeah, supposedly by like the U.S. government. I
Oh,
think.
wow.
Yeah, I don't
Can't
know
the
the rest of
government
the
just
story.
take it? Why do they have to sue for it?
Well, I don't know. I didn't really read the story. I
Okay,
just
what
read
the?
the.
No. This
Oh
is
wait, look,
modern
Rockstar
times. We don't
Flipper has
read
a video
stories.
about it, guys. Rockstar Flipper has a
Does
video
he
about
really?
it. Yes,
I'm
I
gonna
think
see
it's
Casey this week. Oh my
Are
gosh!
you?
Any questions
Dude, I want
for
you to
him?
get him to do one of the motivations, maybe for Soda City.
Dude,
Like,
that
could
would be
he do
cool.
it?
I bet you
It's
he would.
okay. So the
I'm
U.S.
not going to tell him we're
sues.
paid for it though, because I don't want him to take
No,
any money.
then he'll
for
try
it.
to get some of that.
Yeah.
U.S. sues eBay over sale of harmful products, and it's something that like makes the car, like the diesel trucks, shoot out black fumes from their like exhaust.
So what you're telling?
I don't know
Wait,
what they're called.
hold your horses. You're telling me the
Defeat
black
devices.
smoke in diesel trucks that's coming out of a diesel truck is poisonous and bad for our health?
Well, no, this device
Get out of
makes it
town.
generate more of that. More of
Oh.
that, so it like shoots at the car behind you, so you're like a cool dude. Have you ever had that happen where
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
guy in a big truck?
I
yeah.
actually have
They're
a
using something
friend
called the
from
defeat
high school that's
device.
very famous for that.
You do not have a friend.
No, I do. He's
You
one of the
do.
Diesel
That's
brothers,
false.
Diesel Dave. I went to high school with Diesel Dave.
Oh well,
Somebody-
so apparently he's a naughty boy and he needs a spank. So go over to his house and give him a little spank. Will you
okay.
do that for me? Thank you. Film it for your TikTok.
TikTok.
TikTokertunity, we like to call that. Hey, let's talk social media for just a second.
Social
People
media
like it when we
hour.
talk social media. I decided to make a TikTok, my first
Good job.
original TikTok in a long time. And, I've got all these things set up where TikToks are being auto-posted from a year ago constantly as well. And I accidentally did that thing where it auto-posted a TikTok like 14 minutes after I posted my good TikTok, which always screws up the
Yeah,
algo.
they don't like
if
that.
you post and then post right away. So it's not doing as well as it should be doing. It should be like a 1 million view video because it's just
But it's at
pushing everyone's
412.
buttons. It's at 22K. But I pushed everyone's buttons. Like I started off with watch out for this scam at yard sales, right? And it's not a scam at all. It's just literally someone accidentally selling me the wrong item. But I thought it would be good. Like, so basically she sells me this soundbar. And this was like my most recent video anyways, or one of my most recent videos. She sells me the soundbar and it's like, I look it up and I'm like, holy crap, this is like $600 worth of electronics. It's in the package. It's, I'm going to get this, right? And she sells it to me for $100. 100 into 600 felt like a good flip, better than your t-shirt flip or whatever. And and so I take it out to the car and, I'm still in her driveway basically. And I'm like, oh, I should look and make sure it's in there because it felt kind of light, right? And I look and it's the completely wrong item. Right, it's just completely wrong item. So that's the scam. The scam is that it's the wrong item in the box, and I bring it back to her and things like that. And I say, was this a scam or a mistake? Just trying to get the comments and stuff.
Messed up.
So I thought it would be good to post that, and then kind of check the comments for this, right? Check the comments. And I love one of my favorite comments that came up was, bro, you're such an amateur. Why wouldn't you check the box? Idiot.
You literally checked the box.
I did check the box. Yeah. Well, he meant before I handed her the cash.
You are an amateur,
But
though.
I was still there. I mean, I figured she'd give me the cash back. That happened to me at the flea market on Monday. That happens to me a lot. I buy it because I trust people, and then I check it, and I have to get my money back. What do? You check it first?
I check it when I get home, and there's no hope
Oh,
of getting
there's
my
no
money
hope for
back. I
recourse.
actually don't usually even check it because it sits in a pile, and
You're
then
never
like a
gonna
year
list it.
later, I'm like, oh, that wasn't even in there.
Yeah, yeah. I did that. So at the flea market, I bought this old like Mickey Mouse Christmas thing that hangs on your mantle, and give the guy $20 for it because it's from my childhood. I also know it's worth something because my sister got it. I'm still a little bitter about that, right? It
Yeah,
was the decoration that I loved, and my sister got it.
it's
That's
messed
a whole
up.
separate. I've been talking to my therapist about that. Better Health did
Yeah,
not
Better
sponsor me,
Help
so
or
I can.
whatever.
Yeah, don't
Are
do
they
them.
sponsoring us yet? Are we
No, they're
big
not.
enough?
They're not.
Okay.
But anyways, so I go back to the guy, and he's like, he at the flea market, dude. It's different. It's not like a yard sale. Yard sale, it's usually an honest mistake.
They'll act like
At
they
the
don't
flea
even know who
market,
you are.
yeah, at the
That
flea
you just
market,
gave
it's
the
an
money. Like, I never
intentional
even seen
act
you.
of malice. Like, what are you talking about? I never had that. Like, what?
It's like I don't even know who you are, man.
And this guy did not want to I like literally was the next booth over, right next to him, and I look at it, and Rod's like, Dave, it's missing a piece. I'm like, yeah, you're right, it is. And I look, it's like missing all the pieces, all the characters. And so it's totally non-functional. And I asked him, he said, yeah, it works. I tested it. Right? So just straight up lied to me,
Yeah.
lied to my face.
You got to
And
know that at
so
a swap meet, dude, though. That's like
I know.
everything is tested and everything's working at a swap meet, and
And
almost
nothing,
everything
yeah.
isn't tested or working at a swap meet. Rule number 1 or 12,
Exactly. Yeah, never trust the electronics at the flea market.
especially
But
at a flea
anyways,
market. Yeah.
I brought it back to him, and he's like, well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you $5 back of your 25. I said, but it's broken. I don't want it if it's broken. He's like, and he's like hemming and hawing, and finally he gives me my money back. But yeah, that's I at the flea market is even more dangerous. Don't give
Yeah.
him your money until you check it. That's what I learned this weekend.
Yeah.
So
You have to, yeah. If you have to test something, well, it's kind of hard at a flea market, but some flea markets even have power sources available. You can go
yeah,
check
there is.
stuff.
So they at this one there is where he was. I could have plugged it in.
Were you at the
probably,
big one?
but-
What was it? The
Yeah, the Webster. I
Webster?
still want to bring you, dude. It was so close to working out that it was like, so the Webster. The best time at the Webster is three-day weekends, right?
Yeah.
Holiday Mondays. Holiday Mondays essentially is when you want to go to the Webster, and I'd say the biggest are Memorial and Labor Day. Um, but I went this weekend because it was Columbus Day, but it wasn't really like that great because I guess the kids still had school, so it wasn't like a real holiday weekend.
Yeah.
But Martin Luther King Day is a school holiday, and it's in January, 1 week before the proposed Trash to Cash meetup,
Yeah.
right? The
The
Daytona Bash or whatever.
Daytona Bash.
So I was like, dude, you know what'd be sick? Is to get a tour bus to take everyone to the Webster, and then like everything that gets sourced goes underneath the tour bus. You know, maybe
Yeah.
maybe next year if we can actually get
That's actually a good
profitable in this
idea.
event, that'd be pretty
actually,
sick,
yeah.
wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to
need to
make money to pay for that sort of thing, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could just get a kind of like an old bus that's barely working, and then somebody can fix it up. We can get like Uncle Steve to come into town or somebody
yeah,
who's
dude, you
good
know
with
what?
stuff.
This is kind of the fireside chats part where like he's trying to convince them not to take their monies out of the bank. We're gonna spend this episode convincing you to spend more on the Trash to Cash meetups so that we can
exactly.
get you a tour bus
Look,
eventually.
we're looking for that sweet spot between 1,500 and 2,500 per ticket that we feel like you'll easily pay without.
We're gonna
thinking
bring
about
in
it.
Gary V's uncle though, and he's
Yeah,
gonna
we're-
be there.
We're gonna get Jerry V. Jerry V is gonna be in, guys. We're gonna do the signature spelling so it kind of looks like Gary, but it's actually
Yeah.
Jerry.
I
know?
love how few people are here at this point. 33
Yeah.
minutes in without
33
Kevin.
minutes in.
Like
Guys,
it
you're
is
the real
such a
ones.
small crew. Like,
Go ahead and
anyone who's here at this moment
go
is
ahead.
an OG.
Yeah. Put.
Yeah.
What did you just say? Lactate? What?
OG is an OG. They're also lactating, but they're an
Amazing.
OG.
Everybody who's here at 33:46, go down below and say your least favorite thing about Kevin and the
Yeah.
timestamp if you would.
Yeah,
Just so we-
timestamp 3346. So we just
tag
know
him,
that
do
you
the
know.
little tag thing, so he sees
Yeah.
it. So if he's getting up one day, like feeling better about things, he gets brought back down to reality.
Yeah, but I'm pretty disappointed about that TikTok because I think it's like it's everything you need for like a million view TikTok, but I screwed it up with the algo.
Yeah.
The
Algo's
speaking of
pretty good.
algo, have you heard of the eBay algo? It's
Yes.
out to get you.
It
It's
is,
out to
guys.
get you.
I got one thing to say about the eBay algorithm. One thing and one thing only.
What is it?
It is after you. That's
Yes.
3 things.
Yes, I think that's true.
It is out
Well,
to
no, that's
destroy
one
you.
thing, but it's 3 words.
It's one of those
That's
weird
okay.
algorithms that fights against what it's trying to do. It's trying to get you not to sell stuff as a selling platform.
Yes,
It loves that.
yes.
It's like, you know what we want to do? We want to make sure you don't sell very valuable stuff that's worth the price you're asking. because we don't like you.
Can I ask you a question? Does Flippin' Ain't Easy sell mostly clothing?
He sells like pallet return stuff.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out, like,
mostly, I think.
I don't know.
Here's the
I'm
thing.
trying to figure out, like,
it's so simple. If you are not selling on eBay, I really believe this. If you aren't selling on eBay, it's just one of a couple things. You're not listing enough. Or your pricing is wrong, or your pricing is wrong. I've had a long day. I was at a card show all day. Please forgive me. Or your pricing is
4
wrong.
hours, guys.
Yeah, it's just excuses.
It's all day for Carrie. It's 4 hours.
It's all.
How many hours were you at the card show? I want to dig into this.
Yeah,
How many
it was
hours?
like
Legit.
2.5 hours, maybe.
Yeah, that's not all day, Carrie. Most people have like a 24-hour day. You have like a 4-hour day.
2.5.
You're like a
hours.
freaking koala bear.
What are you talking about, dude?
You sleep 20 hours a day, and then you have these 4 really tough
hours. I'm going
hours.
from salt mine to salt mine, and I'm looking for the salt. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do.
Yeah.
No,
Anyway,
okay.
so
Like
the
it's
reason
always it's the wrong price, or it's the wrong item at the wrong price.
Well,
or
hold
it's
on, though.
just you're not listing. It's that simple.
See, you're wrong in a way, and the algorithm does matter in certain scenarios. Like if there is something that 40,000 people have listed on eBay for sale. And it's also something that gets a lot of buyers, got good sell through. You do have to somehow beat them in the search results.
Yeah, you
right.
I mean, means you need
I would
to
say
probably
a lot
be,
of the stuff
promoted.
A lot of the stuff you and I are selling is more like one-off, niche, hard to find stuff. So it's not like you have to care about the algorithm as much if you're the only guy with the gray calico kitty, right? If you're the only one who has that,
I guess you're right. Yeah, if you're one of 400 people selling like a used bidet, you're gonna have to play the game a little bit more.
No, but he was talking about clothing, right? He was talking about clothing in the podcast and like the color being gray, and it's like if 400 people have this gray cool jacket, which you picked up today or whatever during your flea market video, and you really want to sell yours first, then it would matter where you show up in. Well, yeah, maybe. Sometimes I see a higher price come up before a lower price, and I have to go set the thing to lowest to highest. Does everyone know to do that?
I'm just
or do
saying,
they just pick the thing that first comes up?
But people who are shopping for clothing oftentimes are looking lowest to highest, I feel.
I would hope so. I do.
Or at least enough of
but
them
I just
where
don't know
you'll
if
sell
everyone
it.
does. I guess the Bonanza buyers aren't. They're
Bonanza
just like,
buyers.
wow, I want to own
They're
this.
just out looking. They're just they don't even know
card.
they're online, and they just see a Viagra ad. They click on that, and then somehow get to Bonanza.
I want to know below in the comments how many people care and fret over the eBay algorithm. I'm curious, really. Like, I think
have
there is
a
good
thing,
portion of people that do.
Like I have a legitimate thing about people
you have a thing.
waste,
Yes, it's small, but it's there.
It's there. I mean, it's serviceable. It's a trooper. It means well. But I have a thing, and with just this idea of that eBay's after us, I think it's silly. I think it's almost always our fault if we're not selling. It's that simple. And there might be various reasons.
Well,
maybe we are only buying things that have 400 competitors, and we probably should buy different stuff that doesn't have 400 competitors.
Yeah. No, I mean, I was really proud. I pat myself on the back because I rolled up to a sale and they had like 5 boxes of Inesco Precious Moments. And I didn't buy
you bought them all.
I didn't even consider buying them. I did.
Yeah,
I showed my
did.
mom.
You
showed
had to be
my
talked
mom
down
the
off
comps.
the ledge.
No, I showed her the comps. I said, "Listen, these
You looked up the
look
comps,
nice."
so you got that far. Why?
Well, I did, yeah. Because
why did you go that far?
I was teaching my mom. I try to teach my mom because sometimes she garage sales without me. She generally just forgets everything I teach her, but eventually one of these days, and every now and then she does.
So she forgets, but you're teaching her. It's almost like you're trying to remind yourself not to get them.
I'm teaching the people watching the video too, Carrie. I don't know if you know this because
Dude, your videos are not for education. I've watched them.
Well, but if you look closely, you can see that my zipper's down in that video.
Yeah,
so there's more to see
kind of
than
like,
just.
Your video kind of like cringe yard selling. You're like a cringe lord of yard selling. So to
the
speak.
cringe lord.
On
Dude,
Granny,
speaking of yard selling, though, on Granny, dude, no one's watching yard selling content anymore. It's dead.
No,
YouTube is dead. I looked
dead.
at Kevin's
Garage
channel.
sale content is dead. Reselling is also dead. eBay,
also dead, yes.
Dead.
AI
Bonanza, alive and well and kicking people off willy-nilly.
Kicking off ADH Daves constantly.
That's like a third of their user base.
Poor
they just
ability
kicked
to
off.
do anything.
That doesn't make any sense.
I can't believe I just really dislike the user interface of Bonanza. Like it's terrible.
You're the only person to have ever thought about the user interface of Bonanza. They didn't even think about it, and they made it.
They're just like, we just basically are
just
eBay.
Throw something together in 1997 and never change it. It's still like
Can I ask
whatever
you a
that.
Question?
Yeah.
What does Bonanza charge? I didn't even know it costs money.
Do
And
they
they
even
they
charge
canceled my
anything?
account for not paying. They must. They must be charging something
Your account's
because
canceled now.
they.
Like, you not list another thing on Bonanza unless you use a
I'm gonna
different
look.
email. I'm sure it's pretty simple to trick Bonanza.
There's a Bonanza fee, but there must be a price to keep your booth open too. I don't know.
Did they
How do
call
I
him a
pay my
booth?
Bonanza
Do they call him
fees?
a booth on Bonanza?
They call them a booth. Yeah, they call them a booth. A
Oh
fee
wow.
billing. Okay, here we go. Billing and cancellation. Okay, so if you want to be a gold seller, it's $40 a month on Bonanza.
Who? No. Who? Who? The only people that win in
Dude, I
that
bet
is
Kevin's gold.
the only
I bet
person
Kevin's
who
gold.
wins in that is Emerald J Bonanza the Third. Whoever owns Bonanza.
Dude, 6.95 a month for
For
pause. No,
what?
I'm so
For the
confused.
privilege
What?
of using Bonanza? Bonanza is the last option. The last option. If you are relying on Bonanza in any form, you need to
Yeah,
stop
you're doing it
reselling and get a
wrong.
real
You're doing it
job.
wrong.
Just get a
Oh,
real
honey,
job at
we
that
can't
point.
go out to dinner. My Bonanza sales are down.
we should do a
Oh
YouTube
no.
we should do a YouTube video on that.
Do you
Bonanza
know what the worst
sales
thing is? Is
have
I
tanked.
literally got another right before I closed down my booth. I got another Bonanza sale that I now have to ship, and shipping
Wait,
it's a pain in the butt because you got to go to pirate ship and you got to like print out a label and all that. And
you
I'm just
gotta
like, maybe I
gotta
just won't
hand
ship it.
deliver it
It's
in
just
a freaking
yeah.
ox cart or something. Yeah.
It's a lighthouse, so Carrie. I will tell you, the light. I sold $100 lighthouse. I think I'm at right about my cost paid off now in the lighthouse sales.
Wow. I'm a
So
little
I think I've
surprised.
broken even. I think
Now
I've
let's
broken
wait
even
to
on the
see how many are
lighthouses.
returned because I'm pretty sure most of them were just in a poly bag with no bubble or
Tina
nothing.
shipped
Just
them. Tina shipped them.
okay.
So, okay, I want to talk about shipping for a minute because, you and I used to both be on the plus shipping train, right?
Yes.
But
Yeah.
eBay has gotten so bad at estimating shipping that I've kind of jumped off the train, right? Because eBay will charge a customer $17 and I'll go to ship it and it's $7, right? Even if I
Yeah.
put the right weights in, it's annoying, right? And then I tried the thing where they don't do the upcharge and then I end up losing, right? So
Yeah.
I can't trust them. So a lot of times lately I've been doing free shipping and on the lighthouses I did free shipping and I got a bunch of flack for it. A bunch of people saying I was an idiot and I can't believe you're not charging shipping. You need to redo all the listings. Don't do free shipping. Don't do free shipping. And then my mom comes at me today and says, "Dave, you can't do free shipping," which I love my mom, but her reason why I couldn't do free shipping was kind of crazy. She said, "Shipping's a write-off." I said, "What?" She's like, "It's a write-off. You got to charge it because it's a write-off." I'm like, "What? What do you mean, mom?" And she's like, "It's a write-off, and you don't get to do the write-off if you don't charge them for shipping." I'm like, "No, mom. The write-off is when I buy the shipping. It's not
Yeah.
them paying me for shipping." So if my mom thinks it, I promise you, there's other people that think it. So I wanted to
Yeah.
clarify that first, okay?
Yeah.
And second of all, when I list with and Carrie, this is gonna blow your mind. But if I was gonna list this phone for $500 plus shipping, then the buyer would end up paying like $510, right?
Yeah.
If I'm gonna do free shipping, I list it for $509.99,
And you lose
right?
a
So
penny.
I lose the penny maybe. You see my point though, and you're doing that too, right? If you do free shipping, you add that shipping cost
Yeah.
into the price of the
I've
item.
been I've been doing free shipping on cards now for maybe like a year and a half, and I'm every time I list something that's not a card, I'm fighting myself to do the plus shipping, but I kind of am a little bit attached at the hip on the plus shipping train. I did
But
kind
I
of
like the
build
way
my
it
whole
looks.
brand around it.
I like the way it looks when it says free shipping. And I
Yeah,
think it's a more appealing shopping experience. Like,
you'll
oh, I
like
don't
the
have to worry
way
about
you'll
shipping.
like the way it feels.
I
You'll
like the way
like
you work it. No
no
diggity.
diggity.
You got to bag it
Bag
up.
it up.
Is
Bag
that
it up.
about condoms?
Yeah, no, yeah, it is.
Really?
It's
Interesting.
about wrapping the Jimmy.
I didn't know when I was in the 90s. Like,
No,
I was
I
like
thought it was
12.
like
So
something to do with like
yeah.
grocery shopping or something.
Well, you learn something new every day. But yeah, so I wanted to just give people the peace of mind, letting them know that I'm adding that shipping cost. And it's not like I'm adding a flat rate of like $7. If it's a bigger one, I think it's going to cost $15. Then I add $15 to my MSRP or to my price or to my listing price, whatever.
You really
So
use the whole square of justice here. You do a lot of hand movements. I'm a little bit lazier.
yeah,
You are like lots of this,
I've been
lots
thinking
of
about adding a
that.
second camera under the desk so they can see my feet
Yeah,
movements
you
because
get
I
like
move my feet just like my hands. They're very
the
animated.
pork and beans cam, the bean cam.
Beans are not very
We were
large, but I
literally
guess that's
taught
okay.
me and Sonny and Mikey were talking about how we wanted different angles when we were hanging out, like one from above and then like one. And I was like, we need a bean cam, one for the pork and beans,
Yeah, yeah.
like under.
You're looking slim. Are you back on your diet?
trying, man. It's impossible
I need to
hanging
get
out with
back on
Sonny and
mine.
Mikey first off because we
Yeah, yeah,
pass an
yeah,
A
yeah.
and W root beer place, and then Sonny's like, "We're eating there," and we are. And
Yes.
here's the thing about A and W root beer restaurants: not a single healthy item on the whole menu.
No,
Not
no, no,
one.
no.
Not one. They don't
And
even
dude,
put lettuce on the hamburger. They're like, just put another hamburger on it instead.
if you wanted to put a fast food chain in front of me to make me go off my diet, what would you put,
Oh,
Carrie?
in front of you?
Yes.
Make you go off your
I
diet.
took you there when you were in Jacksonville.
Oh, gosh, man, this
They
is
just opened in St. Augustine, where I was yard selling, a Whataburger.
a Whataburger. Okay,
And I
they're
was like,
they're
oh my
amazing.
gosh, it's a Whataburger. And it's so
They're
freaking good.
so
And I was
good.
like,
They honestly, I do kind of get the
yeah.
the comparison to In-N-Out. In-N-Out, of course, far superior, but
Mm. But
Whataburger.
less options. Less options.
Yeah,
So
but
you
that's
can't go
that's the
get like a
beauty.
spicy jalapeno
That's the
burger at In n
beauty of
Out.
their business model. They don't try
I
to
get that.
no
I
smoke
get
and
that. I
mirrors. You don't
appreciate
have
that.
to. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just simple. They know what they're making and they do it well.
But today I wanted a jalapeno burger. And so I went and I got
Here's
me a
the thing:
jalapeno
you
burger. It
can
was
get
freaking
chilies on your
amazing.
burger. It's part of the secret menu at
But here's
In-N-Out.
the thing. It was 1,000 calories for a hamburger.
Just the hamburger?
Yeah, just a
How?
hamburger.
What do
I
they
don't
put in it?
know.
They just
Butter,
inject it
just
with
all
extra
butter.
calories?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
can't keep eating it. But
there is
the temptation
just butter
overtook
with
me
a
today.
little side of bun on it. You just got to stick a
So
butter with the
Carrie,
bun.
we got to get back on our diet. We got
I
to do
know.
a contest or something. You and
No,
me
I was
together.
actually like serious. I ate at home and then I for breakfast and then we went out and I was like, if I eat with Sonny and them, I'll pick something healthy. And there was literally
Yeah.
nothing. So I
Well,
gave
and then
up.
like 7 people are halfway through the comment. Diets don't work. Go keto. Fine,
No,
we'll go
no, it
keto.
doesn't even
Chill.
matter. It's just life. I'm not even worried about the word diet or keto or none of that. It's about like honestly, it's about lifestyle change and just and I've done pretty well. You've hung out with me. You know that I
Yeah,
usually pick fairly healthy options wherever I
you do.
go.
You
I'm the
do.
one
Yeah.
like telling you, oh
I
man,
make fun of you for it.
yeah, it's like I went to Taco Bell and I'm the guy who gets a bean burrito,
I took
which I
Carrie to
know.
Whataburger and he got like grilled chicken or something.
Yeah, exactly. I should have got a
Which is
burger.
good. No, which is good. I
But
mean,
yeah,
if it's your first time having Whataburger,
it
I'd
was my
suggest a
second
burger.
time. So the
Yeah,
first
so
time,
you're
of course,
fine.
I had a Whataburger. I'm not a
Yeah, yeah,
sociopath.
yeah.
Not yet.
Well,
Not
a
yet.
little
Not
bit.
clinically.
Narcissist, maybe a
Yeah, no,
little.
yeah.
What would you
Optimist?
say you are if you had to like assign a title to yourself about something,
Probably
something
like what
negative?
was it? A ne'er-do-well?
A
Lala Oopsie?
necro. Oh yes, Lala Oopsie. That's it.
What was
What did
that
your
thing
bracelet
that,
say?
oh, it's just from the card show. I haven't taken it off.
Oh, it just says I love cards.
It
Card
just says
guy.
Saturday. It just says Saturday all over
I
it.
love Saturday.
Look at how many Saturdays it has, just in case
So
they don't want anybody going to the card show on Sunday with the Saturday tag. I'll tell you
that's
that they
fair.
want to double dip.
Let me ask you a question. I heard something about ThriftCon on
Yes,
yesterday
tomorrow.
Fit's
It's
Instagram
today and
story.
tomorrow.
Can you tell me a bit about what that is?
ThriftCon is where a bunch of like bin heads go, like the kids, the t-shirt bros and the t-shirt
Okay.
gals. They all go there and they're like, look, like, and they just hold up stuff that
Are
we
they selling
had.
stuff to each other?
Yeah, and to us and whoever's there. They just remember the stuff we used to get at
Okay.
J.C. Penney's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
back in the 90s. It's that exact stuff. They just hold
Okay.
it up. It's like something we paid $6 for at Kmart. Here's a Stussy shirt, and then like it's
Yep.
$7,000. It's a grail. And
Okay.
that's the key to selling vintage clothing is you just say a big number and you
Well, and
believe
that's
it.
why the word ends in con, right? We learned that flip con, thrift con,
Oh
all
yeah,
cons
yeah.
are cons. They're literally cons.
No,
They're
it should be
conning
fun.
you out
I'm
of your
excited.
money.
I'm going with
Oh, you're
little guy,
going.
Art of Resale, and another tiny gentleman,
This is
Kevin, tomorrow
after the flea market.
after the flea market.
So
We're gonna
flea
go to
market,
FlipCon.
then thrift con, flip con or thrift con.
It's what's the difference at this point?
List
Both of
perfectly
them
con.
are well, I guess FlipCon's out of business now, and ThriftCon's still kicking. So
Well, I think List Perfectly bought FlipCon, didn't they? Is
yeah,
that a
they got to
secret?
crush the competition.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, Camp.
Josh
They're
is
like,
texting me right now.
yeah.
That was
No-
a secret.
Oh, that might be a secret. Yeah,
I don't know if it's a secret. I could text him about it after the show
Yeah,
comes
you
out.
might want to. We don't need to.
After the
Some
show.
sort of.
Well, no, I'm mad at Josh a little bit because I was having an amazing auction on Whatnot, and the dude starts going live. He goes live at 7, and just I go from 100 concurrent viewers down to 50,
I
and
feel
I'm like, guys,
there is a
why
strategy.
are you leaving?
I feel like there is a strategy though. Maybe not for you because you're bigger, but like a strategy for like smaller to mid-size whatnotters that are in the reselling category, like the YouTuber. Or
Yeah.
like thrifting category, like go when he goes live because there is a drove, I would imagine, of unsatisfied customers leaving
Yes.
his, that are interested
Highly
in
expensive auction.
yeah, they're just like, I'm
Yes,
not
yes.
paying like
$46 for a
for
Minnie Mouse
one
pin.
sock, not even two
Yep.
socks, and not even a pair.
Why does he do that? Why does he sell the socks one at a time?
Yeah, why is he
I
selling
guess
them one at a time?
he's
What's one
maximizing
sock though? A pair
profitability,
is two socks, but what do you call one sock?
Just a sock.
Just a
Call it a
singular?
sock. Remember Oogie Boogie? Wait, no, that was his name. That's the Nightmare Before Christmas Time.
Yeah.
What was the guy from that show, Monster? Oh man, that's gonna drive me nuts. The
Well, you
green
gotta get
guy
the
who's like a
show
little
right
monster.
first. Are we talking
know,
about Mike Wallowitz?
Mike Wazowski?
Yeah, Mike, big pants man.
No. Big Pants Man? Dude, remember? Oh,
big pants.
Saggin' Baggin' Barry from All That, who had all the stuff in his pants.
Can we do the All That theme song?
Hold on. I was talking about Bumpy from Bump in the Night, who used to like eat the socks. Anyways, the viewers heard it. That's all that matters.
This is all.
Can I tell you, Carrie?
That's
In
a
the
good song.
last episode, we had to cut out a part. Okay, that was at like 42 minutes. Did you see the comment where the guy's like,
"What happened?
We all know what was said at 48 minutes." Like
it
was
had
so
to
obvious.
do with like coming and going and stuff. Yeah.
Yes. So, but Carrie, you had zoned out.
Yeah,
So
I had
you
no
go
clue.
watch? Did you go watch
Yeah, I
and
did.
re-listen to it and then figure it out in your head like exactly what
No,
I had
I know
said?
you told me what you said too. The weird thing was like you meant it the way you said it too. It wasn't like an accident.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, now Carrie, the show you didn't hear it, but I said the show I was talking about was Bump in the Night, right? With the little green guy Bumpy who would eat the socks. So Josh has that guy taking some of his socks, hence the single sock sales.
Oh.
But I did tell people in the whatnot. I said, don't go to Josh's auction. It's going to be 5 times the price of my auction.
Stop it.
I said, stop supporting your friends. And Tina's in the background.
Stop
Support
supporting
your friends.
He's got
And I'm
enough
like, no.
friends. He's got 100,
He has too many
500,000 friends. He needs to start being a little more selective.
I will say, like, I've been watching more of his videos. I don't know why.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. He keeps getting me with his clickbait, and I'll tell you, his wife is the brains of the operation. Like, there's no doubt about it.
Not
Josh.
a thought behind his sweet
you need
little
to
eyes,
listen
man.
way more
He's
to
just,
her.
He's zoned out, just like, I gotta film a video, robot,
Josh is like he's just like me too. He's like, I'm justifying buying these stupid lighthouses. He's like, it's good I bought this $200 gumball machine. And Haley's like, dude, you're never going to pay that off with the gum you're selling for a quarter out of it. And he's like, no, I'm going to break even on it.
He wants to be the Ryan Trahan of reselling so bad. Yeah, just get a penny and go across this country reselling. That's your Ryan Trahan moment.
Your
Do
next
it.
video series.
I know he's too comfy in his big mansion to go to rough it and have to struggle.
Yeah. I was thinking about kind of like just squatting in his garage. There's a lot of space in there. Do you think he'd care if I just was there?
What's the over-under he uses a squatty potty?
I use one. Do you not use one? It helps get the
no,
poop out.
because I want to have leg strength. I do the squatty myself, and I don't.
Dude, this ties into the reason we started 15 minutes late, because you were like, "Oh yeah, we should be good to start at like 8:45." I'm sitting here at 9:15.
I was guessing.
Company's like, "I'm still in the bathroom." Like, how long you been in there?
Trying to
Don't
poop,
your legs go numb?
But it didn't. No, they always go numb because I just hang out there.
I'm sorry for yelling. You need to get a squatty potty. Sorry, I listened to a podcast and they yell constantly, and I'm like, I need to make sure I don't yell, because that's me and Carrie yell. We need to stop yelling, Carrie. I only yell because I want to be heard. Okay, guys, I want you to know that I talked to my therapist
about this. And to be heard is to feel alive,
but I need one.
And we want to all feel alive.
Yeah. So I mean, this is the Fireside Chats, and just stop yelling at me, Ben. That's all I'm saying. Just stop yelling at me, Ben. Please.
You can't fake emotion, Ben. I got to tell you this: just because you're yelling and making loud noises is not eliciting emotion from us. It's got to be real.
It's got to be real. It didn't feel real. The yelling.
It felt carnival barkery. Mm-hmm. Is that a verb?
Oh, yeah, kind of. How do we get the name? Okay, Stacy Finley asked a question on Patreon. I don't know what we're talking about. I forgot. How do we get a name in the Commonwealth cabin like Joel Mountain Man Treasures has a drawer? Joel Mountain Man Treasures has a drawer?
In the Commonwealth cabin?
Is Mountain Man Treasures named Joel? I thought it was Troy.
It's Troy. Maybe she means Joel from American Bubble Boy and Mountain Man Treasure.
Yeah. Troy has a drawer. I don't know, dude. What? Kevin's not here. I guess that question was for Kevin.
They did not know Kevin was not going to be here. So let's answer it.
Let's just make up an answer. Okay,
Venmo,
unmarked bills.
Venmo me $25. I'll make it happen.
No. Okay, so Kevin told me that if you want to get your name on a drawer, you need to send him a bag of cash, like they used to rob from the banks in the old westerns. It's got like the dollar sign.
It better not have one of those ink explosions like last time either.
Yes,
because he could barely get that out of his. I'm assuming he wears Lee jeans, the shredded type.
Yes, yes. And then
Shredded Lee
underneath the
jeans.
thousands of dollars, there should be one of your stickers. And
One of your
then if that
stickers.
sticker meets his needs, then he
Yes.
will put it on
If
there. If
there is an
not, it's a
opportunity that
50-50.
is
It's a
fortuitous for
50-50.
him and his brand, he will use it as long as it benefits him.
Yeah, if he can
Guaranteed.
find a way to profit further beyond the bag of cash, that sticker will be on a
Exactly.
drawer.
You have to remember
Yes.
when you're friends with Kevin, or if you're trying to do a business dealing with Kevin,
What's in it for him?
what is in it for Kevin? There needs to be mostly in it for him.
Okay, so Phil said, what Patreon support level would it take to get one of you to do vendor tattoos like Flip the World recently? So Flip the World recently tattooed a Whatnot logo on his
He's
hand.
out of control. He's
He
out
is
of
a
control.
little bit out of control. Yeah,
He's
we
out
should
of control.
probably just stop talking about him completely on this show. He doesn't even do his
He
podcast
doesn't even have.
anymore.
Does he? Did he stop his fake podcast already?
He stopped his fake
Wow.
podcast. He lasted like 3
I
weeks.
could
And it
have
was so funny
called
because
that.
he was like blaming other people, like, oh, I don't want to do it with anyone else because they won't show up and they're gonna be flaky, and then
Then
quits
he doesn't show
on his
up.
own. Like, who are you gonna blame now?
If you can't count on yourself to do your own stuff for yourself, who can you count on? Am I right?
Yeah, agreed.
We've showed up even without Kevin. Kevin, how many days off has Kevin gotten? Paid
And
days off, mind you. He is
He gets
taking
so
a
many
third
paid
of the
days
revenue
off.
from this, and then maybe will pay us our 2/3. I don't know. Yet
Dude,
to be
I was
seen.
like, I will say this. Like, I decided tomorrow I really want to go to a theme park.
I know. That's why you was
how I
like,
roll,
can I
right?
please? Will
Yeah,
you please
yeah.
do this on Saturday
Yeah.
when I was
Well,
busy?
okay. Initially, Carrie said Saturday or Sunday, so I knew he had some sort
Now,
of.
see, I
opening
gotta
on
be less.
Saturday.
I gotta be more vague because if I
Yeah,
give you
you
an
do, you
opening,
do.
because we should just stop doing Sunday. You're off. We don't have to do Sunday anymore. You obviously only want to go to theme parks every day. We'll work around it.
Well, anyways, so
No,
I
people
wanted
love
to,
to hear about our podcast scheduling. I think that's their favorite part
and
of the
I was
episode.
like, if Carrie says he can't do it Sunday, I might just not do an episode this week.
That was how bad it was.
That was how bad I wanted to go to the theme park. Because here's the problem: is I had already moved everything else in my life around. Like, I had already rescheduled everything.
And you're like,
I was
Carrie,
like, oh
he's a
crap, I forgot the podcast.
Carrie doesn't matter. Oh, you forgot the podcast.
I just forgot it.
You
I just
forgot your
forgot it.
friend
I
Carrie
forgot.
and the podcast.
I never forget you, but I did forget the podcast existed because, let's be honest, it's not really doing much for me in my life.
No, it's a net negative for all of us. Yeah.
Net loss, this show.
Net
But
loss.
listen, I like connecting with the listeners, right? And that's
We're
really
doing
what
this
it's
for
about.
them
It's about
and
you
for the
guys.
cold,
You.
hard
Look in the
cash.
camera. Look in the camera. It's about you.
Guys,
Think
we
about
do
John
this-
Cincinnati Picker thanking people for their purchase on their eBay
Yeah.
store.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thrifted
so much.
Spirit.
Thank
you.
I would like
Thank
to
you,
make
just
if
in
you
time.
guys
That's not a
call
person.
me, I want to talk to you. I'm John.
Yeah. Here's my phone number.
Here's my phone number.
919. Yeah, I'm not going to say the rest of my number. But it starts with 919, guys. Hint, hint. Figure it out. Whoever figures it out, I will give a $100
There's a
gift
1 in
card to
6
eBay.
billion chance you'll figure it out. I don't know the logic of numbers or whatever.
Thank you, Flipper Skipper. Thank you for your support.
Biscuit Butt, is he
Really
still?
appreciate
Is he still a Patreon guy now that he's got a
Okay,
rival
let's talk about
podcast?
Biscuit Butt on his podcast because I just like I feel like he could be the star of that show.
Yeah.
Beard King, whatever.
Beard
I
King
mean,
needs to
nice
like
guy,
stay in one
but he
place.
needs to,
He
like,
keeps
talk.
liking to move around and do chores
Yeah.
during his podcast, which is weird.
Yeah, he's like shipping and stuff, and like
He's
not
like,
even
yeah, I'm just
trying
gonna take
to
this
talk.
outside and check the bug zapper. Granted, it was highly boring at the moment he chose to do that. Nobody was
That's
talking,
true. I
nothing
would've
was
also
happening,
done the
so it kind of
same.
made sense. But
Okay, so but I mean, I was gonna. Can you do an impression of Ben like when he gets into his like super southerner mode?
y'all. Wait, what's he
He's
going?
like, "I'll finer than a frog hair on a
I know,
murmur."
like he gets like a little strain where he knows he can amp it up. He's all like, I'm hotter than gravy on a biscuit right now, and I'm a real redneck. Kevin's a fake red. All the jokes we said, he's just regurgitating on his and he does
you're
it,
good, though.
but
It's
like
good.
I don't know, it rings weird. Is that too aggressive? It's just it's off-putting because
Gary's
it
feeling
doesn't-
bad for his review of their show.
No, well,
right
it
now.
just it feels like it's not organic yet. They gotta build some chemistry, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I think that's true. I mean, we just have fake chemistry. That's
Yeah.
all we have.
You know who has chemistry? And I watched one of their podcasts recently.
Who?
My good dear friend Chris, who I forgot his name, old school picker, and
Yeah.
Caleb, the old pal.
Yes.
I watched.
They
one
have
of their,
chemistry.
They have
They have
great
chemistry.
chemistry, dude. Those two
Here's
are two
my
peas in a
recommendation,
pod.
Chris. Here's my recommendation for your show, and this will increase its awesomeness significantly. When you edit it, there's a way to speed it up. 2x the speed of your show and just publish it like that. Because it's very slow.
But I think my favorite part, and maybe that's
Slow down. We're going to go into their mode.
Okay.
Go.
So I was watching the Tennessee Volunteers play football.
Wrestling.
Yeah, wrestling. Hulk Hogan. Hulkamaniac, stand up.
Sting.
Where's
Sting
Sting?
drop down with a baseball
The
bat.
Undertaker's
That was
dead
the
and he
greatest
lives
wrestling
inside
match.
your basement.
Why do you sound like Herbert the pervert?
I'm slowly devolving into that. Hello, everybody.
I like your shorts, Carrie. Those are tight on you.
Hey, I'm Razor Ramon. I don't know.
Why did this turn into a roast of every other podcast? We
I
gotta
don't
roast our
know, 'cause we
podcast.
have
We're gonna roast all the other
we're
ones.
sure not going to talk about reselling.
Our podcast sucks too, guys. Don't worry.
Are they still doing lunch, by the way?
I don't know. It's a flippin' fantastic show, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so reselling. See what I did there?
Yeah, I see what you did there.
eBay.com. I sold a lot of comics. eBay's paying me out like $1,500 today, which is pretty good for me on eBay. I mean, that's
Just
like a banner.
Divide
year
that
for
by
me.
10, and that's my payout. It's honestly not that far from the truth because I did not post
For a
this
week?
week.
For a
I was
week?
gone a week in Utah.
Okay. How did Utah go? Anything special happen there?
Dude, it's still there. It's beautiful.
Like, yeah, I saw your mom.
Yeah.
Tina literally, she sees your mom next to the car. Like her whole body is covered by the car. She just sees her head and her saying like hi to the viewers. And Tina's like, is Carrie's mom like super bougie? I'm like, dude, how did you know that? That was insane. Because she straight up is.
My mom is super bougie. Like
But
everything.
just from her face, she knew it instantly.
You got to understand everything about me being made fun of for being sloppy and slovenly.
She said it doesn't make sense with like the way Carrie is.
Like I'm the antithesis of my mother, who is very put together. And
do you think it's a rebellion thing?
Probably.
Like you're like bitter at her for some like past wrongdoing.
I don't know,
and
maybe
this is how you're taking it
subconsciously,
out
but
on her?
like maybe I just grew up seeing people, and I love my mom, but like that cared a lot about that stuff, and I didn't want to care about it.
Yeah, you chose the easy path.
Yeah.
The flipping ain't easy path.
Flipping, but let's be honest,
Flipping's
it kind
hard.
of is easy.
No,
flipping is
pretty
easy.
Yeah, it's not
Flipping is
bad.
easy.
I'm pretty good at it. I mean, if you're stressing about the algorithm, it might be a little harder.
Yeah, like stop stressing about it. Just
do
flip.
it. Just flip. We're gonna have some interesting comments.
I know I'm probably not gonna.
When Kevin's
Don's gonna
not
get
here,
mad at me on this one.
When Kevin's not here, our roasts just go to everyone else because Kevin's not here for us to roast.
Do we do this much roasting? I don't feel like we had the confidence back then to be roasting everybody. Like we just knew nobody was listening. So
well,
we didn't
people have
bother.
commented on our shows and said we're just bullies, and I like to think we're not bullies. We're just kidders. We're just jokers.
We're just joking. Here's the thing: you could say terrible things.
We love everyone
disguised as jokes.
Yeah, well, as long as you say we were just
kidding.
It's a get out of jail free card. None of it was true.
I have noticed.
Lies.
Noticed the persona or the side of my personality that I've fostered in this podcast. I'm able to get away with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, me too.
I think we both are.
Like my social awkwardness like gets a pass now. It's
it's
Dave.
and like our jokes,
ADHD.
they could be like, sometimes I'm like, that's really mean, but then like people are like, oh, it's just funny, man. And Carrie said it, it's fine.
Dude,
I love it. I love it. We built something
market.
beautiful here, dude.
I was at the flea market with Rod, and we keep running into people, right? And every time we run into people, and this happens to me at yard sales too, like they'll start talking to me and my mom, and like about 30 seconds, you've seen me do it, right? I'm off shopping again while like kind of listening to them and talking to them, but like I've already moved on past the encounter.
I'm still
like,
shaking hands at 30 seconds.
Yeah, you're still
just
like
looking
shaking
dead
hands.
in the eye, having a moment.
Yeah. And Kevin's rubbing their back with one hand. He's
Kevin's
like, hey, great
sure
to
you
meet
don't want
you.
something from the fanny pack.
Reach into this fanny pack. No, but I have ADHD, right? So I just get instantly distracted and I see all these shiny things and I'm like shopping while I'm talking to them. And someone like literally said to me, they're like, oh, look, Dave, he's being his ADHD self. I'm like,
you get a pass,
sweet.
dude.
I get a pass. They know who I am. They just know me.
It is beautiful. That's one beautiful thing from podcasting and doing YouTube in the style, especially that you do it. That's very authentic and self-deprecating. Is like you get to just be yourself. That's one thing I love about when people come up to us, or me in particular, is like I feel like they already know me, so I don't have to like make excuses for anything that I do because they already know.
They already know you're just a terrible reseller. Like there's no surprise when you're picking up a $1
No, but this is great when I
card.
have a good pick. They're just like happy for me. They're like, oh, I guess it happens to everybody at some point.
Dude, that kind of happened with the comics. Like the comments are like, "Congrats, Dave, on finally having a good pick." I'm like, well, that was like a little backhanded,
I
whatever. I
know.
guess that's okay.
That's awesome though. Like we can't lose. They're either feel bad for us or they're happy for us. But like they're I guess that's kind of negative if they feel bad for us. But I can live
Yeah.
with it.
Well, so I listed pretty much the vast majority of my comics, Carrie, except for like I took out a bunch of keys that I might get graded that are all worth like 100 plus. A lot of them 200
You
plus,
guys,
like
if you
bigger
don't
keys.
understand comic lingo, keys are very, very important
Key
comics.
moments. Key moments.
Key moments. You're talking like a
Death
real
of
comic
Deadpool,
nerd.
death of Superman,
Yeah.
introduction of the Thing, whatever those, those sorts of things are the keys. I know this. I've always known it, guys. I just,
Didn't
the
know how to
whole.
say it correctly.
Did we talk last week about how I got the comment that my whole entire comic pick was staged?
Because
Did we
yeah,
talk about
because it
that?
was
Yeah.
correct. We
It
did
was
talk about
not.
that.
It
You
was
did
not. But
stage
yeah.
that, and it was a
Anyways,
production.
yeah, I'm actually a comic pro. No, I'm not. So, anyways, I set aside like 20 of the keys. I sent away the 6 best ones. I spent
Yeah.
like $800 on that or whatever. And well, actually, I still have to pay the rest of it. I paid half of it, but I got about $4,600 in listings from the non keys. So I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
4,600, and I've already sold like 800 in 3 days.
Yeah.
But
So
it took me a very long time.
you probably covered pretty much all your costs. Well, how much is it costing you to send everything in? Seven, eight
Like
hundred.
800 for
So
those
you're not quite
6.
broken even
Yeah.
yet.
I have to get to 1,000 to break even, but I already sold some of the action figures from that sale, so I really am at about 1,000 income for the 1,000 I've spent on everything with that sale. Even though I only spent 200 on
Dude,
the comics.
can we just take a moment to step back and realize we're sounding like real resellers here?
Just for a
Just
second.
for a
I mean,
second. It
most
kind
of
of
this
was
show has been
for a
garbage.
second there. I was like, is this a
Yeah.
real podcast?
Crap. Crap, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we
But
gotta
no, I
stop
mean,
that.
what? Okay, so this is, I think, super interesting. I listed 2 copies of the same comic, Carrie. It
Uh-huh.
was The Mighty Thor number 150. Okay, from 1968. It's the first Jack Kirby cover, something
Yep.
like that. I think that's the key
Jack
moment.
Kirby,
So
very
yeah,
very
it's
iconic
not a big
artist.
key. It's not a big key. The sold comps were like $8 and $16. But I looked at the condition, and the condition was garbage. And Rod keeps hammering it into my head. Condition, condition, condition. Like, if the condition is good, you can get way more for it. This is a comic from 1968. That is like a 50-year-old
Yeah,
comic. I don't know math, so maybe it's 40, whatever.
it's what is
No,
that?
50. Yeah, it's 50, right? Because you're 40 now, or
55.
you're almost
I'm
40.
almost 40 in 2 months,
Yeah,
and it's
you're almost
very
40.
very
So
disconcerting.
it's an old book. It's a 50-year-old, 50-plus-year-old book. And this thing, I got 2 copies. One has some, like, wearing on the edges and the corners, what you'd expect from a 50-year-old book, but one looks beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. And so the one that was, like, worn still looked way better than the one that had sold for $15, right? Like, let's say the one that sold for $15 was like a 2 out of 10 quality.
Yeah.
I would say my worst condition one would be like a 5.5, maybe a 6, right?
So
And
just some
then
corner wear, a little bit of
yeah, like tiny little like stuff, right? But then this other one I find, it's I don't know, I can't grade comics, but it's got to be like an 8, right? It's really nice, and there's no real history of this thing selling for a lot. But I listed them both. One I listed for like $45, the lower quality one. The next I listed for 65, both way over the sold comps. The $65 one sold instantly.
yeah.
The highest price one sold instantly. So it just shows you like how important condition is in comics. So
And
there,
that's
you learned something.
it's the same for sports cards in the
Yeah.
raw so you're talking about raw comics, ones that are ungraded, so eye test because people want to
Mm-hmm.
grade those.
Yep.
Modern cards don't really have a big swing one way or another unless they're in a case graded already. But when you get like these 1950s cards and stuff, if it looks really good because it's so old, even if you don't grade it, it can get a big premium too. So it's just
Yeah.
people, it's the eye appeal. If especially a lot of
Well,
the stuff from the 50s and 60s, especially in comic books, are colorful and bright. And if you can get that, and I told you that when I saw them too, I was like,
yep.
the color
The
on these
colors,
comic
yeah.
books are amazing. From what because
Yep.
I've seen a lot of old comic books, not like an expert, but I've seen a lot, and they're typically musty and torn and water
Yeah.
stained. And these looked like the colors were bright and vibrant. I think you probably had a good portion that you didn't send in that were probably six, seven, eights
Yeah,
in
well, and
quality.
so the other thing I've noticed is like a lot of these people that list comics, they literally just scan them. They scan the front, they scan the back, right? So there's 2 pictures, the front and the
Yeah.
back, and it's like a scan. And I don't know, for me, for some reason, I don't know if this is the way it is with sports cards. The scans, I don't really feel like I can get a good idea of the condition, or at least as good of an idea as I can
Surface,
get
you're
from a
not going to get
photograph.
surface scratches very well.
Or like bends, like waviness, like you're not going to
Yep.
see that with a
With
scan.
like cards, I do scan a lot, but it's for typically low value stuff where it doesn't matter. If I actually want people to kind of really see the condition, it's almost
Yeah.
better to have a regular picture, even though a scan's supposed to be exact.
Well, so
You don't.
this is and so this is another hack I've been doing is I'm taking 24 pictures of each comic. It doesn't take that
That's
long, right?
actually
And I
smart.
take
Yeah.
all these different angles of every edge and all the corners, and
That's
then I'm
actually
listing for like $10 more than the scanned ones, even if the
as
condition
the
feels
kids
the
would say,
same.
that's low key brilliant. That's actually pretty
And
smart.
dude, mine are selling instantly, even though there's one $10 cheaper that's in about the same condition. But because I have all these pictures, I have pictures of the inside, I have pictures of the coupon not being cut out because there's like this little coupon that you can cut out of
Dude,
page
all the
16.
dudes, all the balding guys with ponytails are eating that up. They want the
Yeah.
24 pictures. You're giving
Well,
it to
and
them.
Rod said, these collectors, they don't have to send you a message asking you a question, right? They don't
No.
have to say, yo, what's the condition of the inside? Send me a picture of this, send me a picture of that. Like, they can look at it and they can get an exact idea of what they think the grade is based on my excessive picture quantity. The other thing, if you're listening comics, we're doing a little education today,
I know, it's so
and it
weird.
seems to be working, is in the description I'm putting bagged and boarded, ships in a Gemini mailer. So there's
Yep.
literally no room to ask me a question.
Yep.
Everything's answered. And so that's, I think, saving me a lot of headaches
And that's
doing all
huge
that.
too.
That's
You
all
definitely when you're shipping comic books, you definitely want them in the plastic bag with the firm
with the
board in the
board on the
back.
back. Yep.
And then
Yep.
in a mailer's, I mean, that's convenient for you. It's much easier for you to ship it than
Yeah,
making
and it just
something
keeps
in.
it from. Yeah, exactly. I have to give credit to Picking and Punching Rod. He's the one who's giving me
Do
all
we
this
though?
knowledge. Yeah, a little bit.
I
It's all
feel
because of him
I
that I know
feel
what I
like
have.
I've seen a lot more punching from him than picking. Every
Dude,
time I
he's
go
very
out, I'm like,
violent.
dude, we're trying to
And he's now
find some
flipping and
deals.
punching too. He's got a whole nother channel.
Oh, he's
Did
got.
you
Oh,
know
is he?
that?
No,
He's flipping and punching on top of the picking and punching.
dude, he has to fight everywhere.
He's constantly
Can he
fighting. It's
just
in his own
sell
house
and
too.
buy and sell like everybody else? Does it have? Do we need
No,
violence?
it's
Can't we just all
violence.
get
It's
along?
violence. All right, this video's at 23K views. I'm disappointed. I keep checking this TikTok because it
I
should
thought you
be
said this. I'm
100K.
like, you know the future?
No, this
The,
video's at
our,
5. Dude,
how
no
bad
one's
is this
watching
gonna
this.
flop? Because
Oh, it's gonna
Kevin's
flop
not here.
so
Are
hard.
we
It'll be
gonna
a 10 out of
have
10.
a loop of Kevin somewhere?
No, I'm not gonna do it this time. I'm not gonna do it this time. I really want to just like let us shine, so you guys can see. You who are still here at an hour 11. Maybe it's your first time just being with me and Carrie. Maybe
Yeah.
you're not an OG, but I hope you like it. If we were to go off and do some sort of offshoot additional
Yeah.
podcast, I would hope you'd tune in to
An
hear us talk
extra,
about any old
so to
thing.
speak.
Mm-hmm. Comment down
Furby
below
related,
if
possibly,
you'd listen to a podcast with just me and Carrie and maybe a third person. Comment down below. Let us
but
know.
not Kevin.
Not Kevin would not
We're
be the
still
third
doing
person.
this podcast, but if we did,
So,
another
yeah,
one.
still would do this one, but if we were to do another one, that would be like definitely not sports related, maybe
Yes.
bidet related.
It'd be
Maybe
heavy
bidet
bidet
related.
reviews.
Basically, dude, that'd be fun. You could buy all the best bidets and write them off. Channel idea.
There we go. Bidet
All my
DH
passions.
Bidet DH Dave.
I want the T-shirt. I want the bidet DH Dave T-shirt. Okay,
You
so
can do
I'm
that
getting,
right now.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a bidet
No,
channel.
forget the T-shirt. I want the shorts. I want the boxer shorts. The bidet DH Dave. Bidet DH Dave boxer shorts. Okay, so dude, I got so many messages about the Trash to Cash January meetup. People
Yeah,
want to make
people are
plans. I
excited.
mean, all I'll say is I am only available that weekend in January. Like every other weekend is gymnastics and stuff, so that is when it will happen. I think it will happen. I feel confident it will happen. The only way it won't happen is if one of us dies. Well, you can still do it. Do it in my honor if I die.
Okay.
How about that?
Sure.
Deal? Okay.
Sure.
So that's a deal. So it's still going to happen even if I die.
Got
If
really
Carrie
morbid
dies.
for no reason.
Yes. Sorry. Okay, so that weekend. So this is my thought. I'll tell you this. January 18th, Thursday, maybe something, right? That
Yeah.
night, maybe like a mixer. Friday, people could do yard sales.
When
go
is
to
Kevin going to
Goodwill,
arrive?
crap
Because
like
he's
that.
probably going to
Who
be in
knows?
some sort of swinging activity
Yes,
until the last
yeah.
possible moment.
Yeah, well, he'll still be down here from spring break.
Oh,
so
yeah,
he's
he
gonna
will.
Be staying for the
He'll be
whole
doing
year.
the post Daytona
Yeah,
swinging.
yeah. Okay, so then Friday we do something I don't know what, and then Saturday we also do something I don't know what. And they I think the draw that I want you to understand.
I think
as a
we've already
viewer
given him
is,
enough to, based on what you
other
just
than
said.
us, is you could probably do yard sales in the middle of January. That's the draw, right?
Yeah.
I mean, How many people up
You
north
might
are
even
like,
be able
man,
to
I
do
want
it
to do
with
some
me
yard
and
sales?
me and Dave. Now Kevin,
Yeah.
no way. Unless you
Kevin,
have
only if you have a
something to
bigger channel than
offer.
him. Yeah.
Kevin will not be around. But
But
me and
which
Dave.
is weird, dude. Actually, I watched Art's video. Did you see Art's video? He did a video and he said ADH Dave like a million times.
Oh,
Did
did
you
he?
watch this yet?
No, I
Yeah,
didn't.
they had a huge crew. I am glad I was not invited on that yard sailing trip. It was like 20 people with GoPros,
Yeah,
right?
it was
Like
just
you
like
got
a
to go
bunch of
watch this. It
young
was
bucks and
crazy.
like Kevin for some
It
reason,
was
just like
crazy, yeah.
with his
And
walker.
Kevin was doing the multi GoPro, the head, shoulder, knees, and toes, where he mounts them
Yeah.
everywhere. Throwback to episode 2.
Yep.
I did like that segment where we talked about GoPros all over your body.
That would be
Although
we
Kevin wears a waist GoPro, like right in the center
yeah.
of his
He calls it the
waist, like
crotch
a belt
cam. He
buckle.
calls it the little Kevin.
He
Little
calls
Kevin cam.
Yeah, and I gave Art a hard time because his camera angle's so low, and then I watched some of my videos. I'm like, yeah, mine's low too.
No, like
The problem is that he was next
he's
to
wearing
Philly
a head
Flipper.
mount. He's just super short.
Anytime you're next to Philly Flipper, you look so tiny
Oh,
with
dude,
your
that dude is
GoPro. It's
that
like-
dude is the biggest human being I've ever seen in my life.
yeah,
He's
it's pretty bad.
I don't know if he's 7'2",
Okay.
500 pounds, or 7'9", 600 pounds. I don't know, but it's huge.
Andre the Giant level.
Dude, he is.
Okay, so someone asked this question. I don't know if we need to revisit this, but the Flipper Skipper said, "How did you guys get into reselling? Do each of you remember your very first sale?" I feel like we've covered this before.
Yeah, I think we have.
You started off selling your body,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
For sports cards. He
Mhm.
wanted sports cards. He was fit.
Yeah,
And so he
I
did
had
his thing.
something to offer,
He had something to offer. I mean,
and I wanted
he's-
some sweet sports cards. I did what I had to do. You,
No,
Dave,
man,
what
I
did you?
think-
You, Dave. Oddly, Dave started the same way. That's
Yeah, same way, but not for sports card, for fugglers.
Fugglers, Dave.
Give me them fugglers.
That
I'm like
is-
strung out. You got any fugglers?
Just at the Love's truck stop. Just-
I
yeah.
tell you, dude, on my way home, I think I put it in a video, but on my way home, I went to the Love's truck stop and I was trying to fill my tires and it was draining my tires. And I was in like the mountains of Tennessee. And every time like I put it back on, the PSI would go down. I was like, oh my gosh,
Do you
I'm
ever
gonna
like?
die here.
Do you ever have people just recognize you at the Lowe's at this point?
At the Love's truck stop?
Or the
no.
the
No,
Lowe's.
no, no.
Lowe's.
I had
or at
someone
the-
recognize me today though at a community sale. Well, that's what we didn't finish talking about that, Carrie. There was 8 community sales in one town today. 8.
We have a
8
lot.
community
I think
sales.
maybe next weekend, but I didn't hear of
Yeah.
anything in particular this weekend,
It
so
was
we didn't go.
crazy.
And we just got
Well,
back last night, so we were like, eh.
Yeah. So I went to 5 of them, which I was pretty proud of, and I actually think I chose pretty wisely. I made a huge garbage buy. I don't know why I suck at flipping so much. I like never learn. I'm just terrible.
Exactly. I agree. I think.
And I'm not even doing a bit here, guys. Like this person, I don't know what is wrong with me. Listen to this buy, okay?
Yeah.
Because I know you're gonna hate it.
No.
I go up there and she's got like 14 sets of Legos in the box. Sets of Legos, right?
Mhm.
And I'm like, oh yeah. And so I think there was just this moment where it's like you see 14 sets of Legos in a box and you're like, oh, there's huge money here, right? There was that moment. And I
This is
didn't-
what you have, Dave. You have that moment where you see something and it's like you're gonna buy it whether you should or not. It's already
Exactly.
bought.
I've already
whether
decided
you even
it's
and you
bought.
haven't even
You're
done any
right.
of the research.
Don't even
yet.
know the price.
You're
Don't even know
just
the price.
leaving
I'm
with
just gonna
it.
buy it. Yeah, yeah. And that's kind of what happened. Like I got so into the moment, and it's like 14 big Lego sets. And they weren't little ones. They were like big Lego sets that I know go for good money. That were not brand.
All of
like
them
they were,
Duplo. All of them.
dude. And I go up there. I'm like, oh, so all these are complete. She's like, well, this is why I want to sell them all together, because the kids kind of mix some of the pieces with the other
Aw,
pieces.
Bro. Why are you putting yourself? You don't have the time for that. You got to go to
I
theme
know
parks.
I don't have the time. I have to go to Disney. No, I mean, dude, and even if I didn't have to go to Disney, like, it's just so much work to try to figure out all the pieces and parts. And like, I was like, how
much
much?
did
And
you
dude,
pay?
You're not even. You don't want to know. It's gonna make you so angry. You're gonna watch Carrie's face turn red when I say this.
How many
number.
did you? How many were there? Sets.
12 of them.
12. Okay.
12 sets that are not necessarily complete. And I was going to walk away, and then she's like, all the minifigures are there. They're just in maybe different boxes. And so like I've got the minifigure thing in my head. Like, oh, well, I know some people sell single minifigures for $100 or $300 or whatever. Right? So the minifigure bug has caught me, Carrie.
Yeah.
What do you think insane, horrible Sorcerer Dave would pay? What's
Dude,
the crazy number?
The crazy number.
And then add 50 to your crazy number.
250.
Oh, I did better than that. Yes. I paid
Well, I was thinking 10 per-
$150. I paid
$150.
$150
So you
for
paid a little over-
unknown if they're complete Lego sets.
So it was I think with the minifigures, you might be able, if you sold those individually, you might be
That's
able
what
to
I'm
recoup
thinking.
it.
That's
And
so. That's
maybe
what
even
I'm
make a
thinking. I
profit.
think
And
instead
then
of doing the work, instead
maybe
of doing the
sell
work,
parts. Like, I mean, if you wanted to
yes,
get, I had a stage in my reselling career where I was kind of doing the, what is it? What's that one site where you sold parts? Bricklink or whatever?
I
I
don't know.
wasn't doing that, but I was doing it on eBay. Like, I'd find the cool heads and the cool hats and stuff, and I would sell
Yeah,
them individually. Because the one nice thing about selling parts for Legos is they're super insanely easy, like
yeah,
cards to ship and light.
yep,
So
yep.
there might be, if you're willing to put in that work, some good money in
Well,
it.
my hope,
It's
my
not the
dream, my
worst purchase
fantasy.
you've made this week.
Generally, when it comes to reselling, I fall backwards into success, and if you buy enough, eventually it happens. So
That's the truth.
my fantasy is that I go through the Lego
The key
minifigures,
is
and there's a few of them
focus.
that are worth $50.
The key is focus on the one good purchase, ignore the nine, and then when it comes to tax time, you got a lot of write-offs.
Yeah, and write-offs make stuff free, I think. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah,
how they work.
it makes things. That's what I've read.
Yeah, that's what I've read. No, okay, so my plan was to just go through and list every minifigure and then sell the rest by the pound or something. Whatever.
Yeah,
Be done with it. And
that's
maybe I get my money back, maybe I don't. I learn a lesson.
maybe
And
look
hey,
for
maybe I'll get
parts
lucky.
that are interesting though and separate them. Like if you have a Frozen set and
Yeah,
there's
unique stuff.
like
Yeah.
unique stuff that's Disney themed that's obvious, you might want to
That's
separate
true.
those.
Yeah, cuz I've actually had to buy like a single piece of Lego before, and I've paid like $12 for
Or
just
just
one
think of
little
like
piece of
things that might
Lego.
be a little different that you don't see every day, like a I don't know, like a piece of frozen, like a
Like
frozen icicle piece or
Sven's
something.
nipple.
Yeah,
Sven's
Sven's
nipple
nipple.
piece. Yes.
Multiple
Yeah.
nipples first
That's
off.
a reindeer as well.
It's not a single niplet. It has multiples.
I don't know if I told you, Carrie, but I got Legos for my birthday. I got the Bowser from the Mario movie. It's like a huge set. It's
So I
like
didn't even
big
realize
money.
I've known you for a while. I didn't realize you were into Legos like that. I thought it was
I've
Fugglers and
always enjoyed
just
Legos. No,
Minecraft.
I've always enjoyed building Lego sets, and for the longest time, I just bought the knockoffs from Alibaba.
Yeah.
I can't
I
remember what they're
always
called.
thought like when I sometimes when I'm like, I don't think Breadbasket is into Legos at all. I would say that to myself.
Oh, Breadbasket. Nice, nice,
Yeah.
nice.
I didn't
Classic
think
throwback.
Breadbasket would be
Carrie's
into
been
Legos.
listening. Carrie's been listening to. Have you been listening to it anymore? Or
No,
just
just
that
that
one
one
night.
time. I no way I'm
So I
twice.
sent Carrie a link to some of my old Minecraft Let's Play with my friend, and Carrie was listening.
With
And
Bulge.
listen, with his nickname is Bulge, and don't you think that was moderately
It was
entertaining?
pretty good, honestly. You're
Like you could
kind
just
of good
listen
at
to
this,
that.
Dave. Honestly,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
really
You could kind of just
talented,
listen to
and
me
I don't
talk
want to
about
say that in
nothing.
public, but between me and you personally, where we're the only ones listening, you're good at it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it is just us. No one else can hear us. So, I mean, the color of my face right now is very blue. I don't know how to fix that, but I think it's good. I think it's
You're
good.
never satisfied with the lighting or the mic quality.
Dude,
And then there's
I
other
sent
podcasts who don't
Biscuit
care about
Butt.
any of that. They don't
Dude,
care
I
about
sent
mic
Biscuit
quality.
Butt like
Nothing.
30 messages about his audio, and I was like, dude, just let me on your stream. Just let me try to fix it for you because it's driving me bananas. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, but our podcast in the beginning had horrible audio. Horrible
Yes.
audio. For the first 10 episodes, I had horrible. And it still
True.
does with Kevin's terrible internet.
Yeah.
But I bet you this podcast, this episode, probably has decent audio, unless I'm clipping, which Kerry wouldn't know, so he won't tell me. But I will know in post if I'm clipping. Clipping means like the mic is too hot, and then it cuts out your voice if you start yelling.
Okay.
But
Yeah, see,
yours
like,
does it sometimes
it's
too.
hard for me to know if it's doing that if I did not even know what that was till you just explained
That's
it.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So I went and saw some movies, Carrie. I went and saw
Oh.
some movies in the theater. Did I tell you
Nice.
this?
You
I
might
told you
have.
I saw Saw. I saw Saw,
Yes.
but I also
Which
saw
I didn't,
Paw Patrol.
I did. You even
I saw
got
Paw
this.
Patrol.
Yeah, that's a good juxtaposition. That's a week of theater going right there. You want to you got the upper that is Saw,
Yep,
and then
yep.
you got the downer that is Paw Patrol.
Paw Patrol was a cinematic masterpiece. Let's just start there, okay? Just excellent.
I can't wait for the collab.
excellent.
I can't wait for the
Yeah.
Saw
The
collab
Saw,
with Paw
yeah, where
Patrol.
Chase and Sky are like tied down with suction cups ripping their eyeballs out.
Do you remember
and then
what
Boulder
you did when
comes
you were
in.
19? You were mean to somebody. Now you have to get out of this insane scenario, right? Or whatever.
Or
Like,
Boulder will be burned in a vat of acid. And Boulder's just like, hey guys, save me.
save me, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
You know what's funny? The first thing my daughter says when we leave the movie, she's like, Dad, how come the boy dogs don't have wieners? I'm like, I don't know, Callie. That's a great question. Because they were naked for a lot of the film. Like, they weren't wearing their little costumes, which was kinda
Cartoons in
weird to me.
general are surprisingly naked.
Yeah, they
And-
are very naked.
Yeah, and they're never, it's never really, what is that, anatomical. It's always
Yes.
just
Which I
you.
think we should probably do a petition to make all cartoons anatomically correct.
let's,
That'd go somewhere.
let's go. That's a great sign for a protest. Make cartoons anatomical.
You just have like your own drawing of
You
Chase,
just
with
drew
danglies between
so
his legs.
Here's some examples, and you
With
flip
pork
it
and
around.
beans.
Just graphic
Check out his pork and
examples.
beans. Okay,
See,
no, but
that's a good moment. We haven't had a lot of good. That's a good joke.
you
right
know,
there.
Kevin
You
ruins
can't
the
have
show.
that with Kevin.
Dude, do you know what movie I want to see though? Is The Creator. Have you seen the trailers for this?
Vaguely. I don't
Basically,
remember it
it's like
offhand.
it's so funny because I feel like I saw the trailer a year ago, got hyped about it, forgot it existed, and then recently someone in my comments said it, and I went and looked at the trailer again. It's that one where like AI has taken over, and like there's this big war between AI and humans, and AI has this secret weapon, and it's just like the little girl who's a combination of AI and humanity,
No, I
and
did
she's
see
got
that
like human.
preview. Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks
I want to
solid.
see that. That looks pretty good.
I'm
Yeah,
excited.
I was gonna
This
see it
next
tomorrow,
week
but then
is
theme park.
the next week is Killer of the Osage Moon or whatever, the one with Leonardo DiCaprio, the Scorsese film.
I haven't heard of that.
That looks really good. Napoleon's the main one I'm looking for. I'm a what they
Napoleon
call a
Dynamite.
Francophile. I love French history, so that should be really good.
I love a guy named Frank.
Yeah.
Actually, I did have a friend named Frank when I was growing up. We used to play wiffle ball in his yard.
So if we are
We
the
didn't
American
have a love
pickers, who is
affair.
Frank and who's Mike? That's what we need to know. Is it
Okay,
Mike,
so
the other
Frank
one?
is tall, Mike is short. I'm shorter than you.
Yeah,
so
then I'm Mike.
Wait, no,
I'm the
Mike
hot
is tall.
one.
Mike is tall.
I'm the
Frank
hot
is
one.
short. Yeah, dude. We've done a thumbnail of this before. Remember? Paul was Danny. You
Oh.
you were
Yeah,
Mike, and I
Paul
was Frank.
Danny. That was good. That was good. That was good. The best thumbnail, and it didn't perform at all. Still, is just giant Jabba the Hutt Kevin on the pile of clothing. It made no sense. It was almost.
Hey,
It was almost.
Can we?
It was almost. Reseller clickbait podcast random. I loved it.
That was that was random. Can we give a little shout out to our wealthy as a Kevin tier members
we should
over on
do it.
Patreon? We have
Legally.
a Patreon, guys.
We
We have a
do.
Patreon,
You should
and you're
join it,
allowed to
because it
join it.
helps
You
us
should
have
join
money.
it.
We're
Yeah,
not
it
good at
helps us
reselling.
have more money. I just spent 150 on crap Legos that are probably missing all the
Help us
pieces.
fix
Help
our
us,
our
please.
lives via your money.
We have a new one, and I met him at the flea market. Very nice guy. His name is Chris.
Chris,
No,
what's up,
Mike.
dude?
Chris,
Chris or Mike?
It was. I feel like it was Chris. I feel like it was Chris. His last name was
What
a lot like
matters is not your
Camparelli.
name, but that you donated $25 a month to us.
His last name was a lot like Camparelli. I remember that. It was like Campanelli.
Is it Mike Camparelli?
It was. It might be Mike
I love that guy.
Campanelli or Chris Campanelli.
Chris
It's in there.
Kirkpatrick?
It's in that.
He lives in
It's.
Florida.
I can't remember. Dang it.
That'd be cool
I
if
think
the
it's in my
least
video, guys.
successful
I think
member of
it's in my
NSYNC
video.
was a patron.
Anyways, his name is Thank You Dealer, and he took
Thank
me
you,
out to
Dealer.
lunch to Sonny. So thank you, Dealer, for lunch.
Thank you,
I
Dealer.
appreciate that.
I am
And he also
waiting my
gave
lunch.
Rod a free wrestling buddy. I did not get a wrestling buddy. Just want you to be aware that
I didn't.
that was
I got
noticed.
just for the record, Chris or Mike, whatever your name is. Dave got a free lunch with you. Does not remember your
Campanelli.
name. Campanelli.
I know
okay?
his last name. That's pretty good.
I don't
think
need
that's pretty
anything
good.
from you. I just need friendship. But
Yeah,
I would
just
like.
friendship.
I
He
would
did a
like
great
free lunch
handshake.
as well.
Dude, by the way, I got the coolest plush at. I almost. Can you like filibuster for a second so I can show you this
Yeah.
plush? Because it's gonna get you excited. I'm gonna disappear.
Yeah, sure, man. So guys, is anybody a little bit just? It's off-putting that Dave already forgot that guy's name. It's kind of rude. I'm gonna try to remember the rest of the wealthy as a Kevin tier people. Biscuit Butt, if you're still around, I don't know why. We've got Ray's Hell Resell is another one of them. If you're still around, thank you. We've got Fievel.
How cool is that?
That's the
I'm
original.
holding
I
up
had that one as a
giant
kid.
Fievel plush. It's like probably 18 inches.
I
24
had,
inches.
dude, I had the most
cool is
80s
that?
plush lineup as a child. I had Fievel, and then I had Littlefoot.
Oh, yeah,
Dude, those
Littlefoot was good.
Dude, if I saw either one of those
Yeah.
right now, and I've sold Fievel since then, so I guess I wouldn't really do this. But theoretically, I would just hug them and love them because it reminds me.
I
of
think
being
I
a child.
paid. I might have paid up. Might have paid up to $5 for him.
I would have paid
I think,
$5.
Yeah,
I don't care
so
if
she
it
had
sells.
Yeah, she had these separate table like tarps at the flea market. One was $5 plush, one was $1 plush, one was like 50-cent plush. And I got Fievel. I got a huge rabbit from Winnie the Pooh, like huge. I got a big Alf, the one with the cassette in the back.
Ooh.
That Alf, that
Yeah.
big one. She had such awesome plush. This
Just
lady's
great
the bomb.
80s stuff. I love
Yeah,
that kind
great
of stuff.
80s stuff. And these Grinches from like Sears that were like probably 24 inches.
Dude,
and they had, like,
Sears,
little
is that
heart
still
lights up.
around?
I don't know, but okay, that was only one of our wealthy as a Patreon
I
supporters.
named a
We
few
also have
people
the
I
Flipper
guessed.
Skipper.
Oh yeah,
Flipper Skipper, Lady Arbitrage, No Nose
Lady
Picker, Sody
Arbitrage.
City Flips, I Buy Chit,
Chit.
which you owe him a jelly hands. Do you have anything to jellify yourself, or should we do it
We'll
next
have to do
week?
it next week because I don't have
Okay,
anything.
next week I Buy Chit. Hey, can you get Kevin to do it? Maybe,
Dude, maybe
dude. You
Kevin.
know what? Just pie him and record it at the Boss Reseller Remix.
How mad would he be?
Dude, after you do it and he's like super ticked off, be like, you better say I buy chit right now. And like just yell at him.
I think that would then we've already got people warmed up for the 2-person podcast because that would be the result of me doing that. Kevin would be. Here's the thing, though. He would still be
He'd never
taking
come
the
back.
money. He'd still
Oh,
be
yeah.
taking all the
Yeah,
money.
he'd still take
He
the
just
money.
we would just do all the work then.
Okay, we got remarketable Brian Sampour Beal. What is his name? Dollar Bills, y'all.
Dollar Bills,
y'all.
y'all.
Is his name.
How
Yeah.
you doing, man? I haven't seen you for a while.
Where's
I
he
used
been?
to see him on
Jay
Instagram all the
Thrifty,
time.
he's still supporting us.
thank you,
Supporting
man.
us. So I hope he's good
hope you're
and
well, dude.
okay. Yeah. Jay Thrifty, Happy Hound Trading, Matt's Prof's Pursuit, Harry Tornado, Disgruntled Octopus, Traveling Shopper, Superhero Headquarters, SoCal, Flipper, Death Valley, Finds, Vintage Sports Flip, ABC Matt, Sales by
Thank
Tony.
you for the
Sales by
football
Tony.
book, Sean.
This is old stuff. I'm doing that thing where I didn't filter out inactive folks.
I was
so
like, we
people
have
are
a
getting-
lot. We're so rich.
Yeah, we're not that rich, guys.
But
I
you
screwed
got
that
a
up
free
again.
one. So remember that. We do care, and you got a free shout
Yeah,
out.
sometimes you get a free
Also,
one.
remember-
Sometimes you get a free one.
Monetarily, the shout outs are pretty much worthless. Nobody is listening
ABC
to
Matt,
this and then
Death
going
Valley
and following
Finds,
you.
Vintage Sports Flips, Brian Big and Fun, New Jersey Picker, Raise Heck Resell, Logan Murky, and Biscuit Butt.
Biscuit Butt.
Yeah, Biscuit
Thank
Butt
you,
is always
Archie.
there. Biscuit Butt he was bragging about being our first ever, wealthy as a Kevin tier.
Yeah,
patron.
I think he might have been. And
He might
was
have been, yeah.
he was one of my only subscribers on Instagram when I opened it up and promised nothing. And he was on there just giving me $3 a month for like 5 months for no reason. So,
He's a very supportive little
very
fella.
nice guy. Go check out the
Do you think he's
reseller
gonna
clickbait
stop supporting
podcast.
us?
What is he on?
Do you think he's gonna stop supporting us now that he has his own podcast?
Yeah, but let's be
possible,
honest
right?
here, guys. Let's be honest. I give it 4 more weeks max.
Carrie, by the way, do you think that people are taking the other podcast too seriously?
Which one?
All of them. All of
Yes.
them. Because, to be honest, guys, I don't know if Kevin covered this. We don't make very much money on the show, guys. This is, do it for fun. Do it for fun.
If
is
you
my
enjoy it
recommendation.
and you want to hang out and film it and
Yes.
maybe get some followers and you enjoy the camaraderie and
Mm-hmm.
and the massive amounts of fame, then do it. But
I don't know about that. Someone did run into Brandon this weekend and said they knew us from the podcast specifically.
there are some
So that
people
was
who
kind of
do.
cool. Yeah, that
They're-
was kind of cool.
Do you know what's weird is like when somebody like comes up to one of us and goes like, "I know you from Pinterest," because there's somebody
That's
out
never
there who
happened to
does.
me.
Because
That's never
you're
happened.
auto posting stuff to Pinterest, right?
So Brandon, no, but well, yeah, I am, but whatever. Brandon was telling me that he went to an estate sale on Friday, and there was a couple who had camped out in front of the estate sale for 2 days and nights. Have you ever seen this?
No, that's
They were-
ridiculous.
They were t-shirt bros.
Oh,
And apparently there was a lot of t-shirt, although one was a girl, but we'll just call everyone who likes t-shirts t-shirt bros, I guess. But yeah, so they were waiting for the t-shirts and they went like right in, they took the whole rack of t-shirts and just bought it all instantly. They waited 2 days just for those t-shirts, bro. That's crazy.
I don't think. Yeah, I feel like they could have just been hunting and probably found just as good. Maybe not. Maybe they
Yeah,
saw
2
something.
days?
they
2
must have
days
seen,
worth
like,
of shopping.
How much money worth of stuff would you have to see to do that? Like $10,000 worth of stuff, potential profit.
I don't know.
If you saw
That's a
$10,000,
tough one.
easy money. We're talking sealed adult diapers, like vintage
But
ones.
okay,
though.
but in this scenario, I would have to know what I was gonna have to pay.
No,
'cause
and
for all
it
you
says
know, you walk
everything's
in-
$1,
Okay,
and we give
okay.
stuff to YouTubers for free, and it's staged.
Yeah. Oh, and it's staged. Hey, speaking of something you'll appreciate, I got a lot of. That's what I love about the flea market is you get really fun stuff. Check this out from
Dude,
Power
that's
Rangers.
cool. That
This
is
is
dope.
like that big pyramid guy from Power Rangers, and it's so cool.
You're
I ran
keeping
into
that,
this
aren't
guy-
you? I would keep that, and I don't even like that show.
I'm not gonna keep it. But because I prefer money to items.
Oh, look at you! Look
Yeah.
at you!
Yeah. See that? Isn't that cool? I just transformed it a little bit.
How much is it worth?
Not much anymore.
Yeah, you just broke it, dude. You are so bad at this. Have a little bit of decorum.
Wait, can I fix it?
We're,
I think
dude,
I
we're
can fix it.
filming this, Dave. This is the podcast where millions, I think, at this point,
Oh,
listen
gosh.
to us
Wait,
to
I think I
learn how
fixed
to
it.
be good resellers, and you're breaking your product by just touching it. You're not even doing anything. You weren't even
Whatever.
playing with it.
It's freaking again. Anyways, I think that sells. I can't remember. I think I
Well, it
looked it up. I think it
did.
sells for like 80. I think it sells for like
What'd you
80 if
pay
it
for it?
works.
70?
I think give it to me for 25.
25? And what did you pay?
25, yeah. I paid 25.
Okay, you didn't
Yeah,
pay
okay,
more
so I had a
because it's
question.
the
I
right
ran
thing to do?
into a poopsie surprise. Do you know what those are? They're like a new toy
I've
thing,
I've
yeah.
had quite a few run-ins
Yeah.
with poopsie surprises.
Oh,
I had
that was
one
a whole
earlier.
nother thing. I had an incident. So there's one
Oh,
podcast
yeah.
that's now
Oh,
calling
do
their
we-
episodes incidents.
No, we're calling ours calamities. How about that? It's calamity number
But listen,
5,000.
I'm gonna just go ahead and like squash their incident thing by telling you my incident.
Yes.
Okay.
Much better
Without even
incident, by the way.
calling my episode incident.
We're just gonna call it episode.
Recently, I did this video where I'm driving back from Cincinnati and I'm complaining because I can't find a toilet and I had to pee really bad. And I was like, oh, drive me nuts. And so I got like 20 comments saying, Dave, have you ever just peed in a bottle, peed in a cup, whatever?
Peed your
You just
pants?
pee in a cup while
'Cause
you're
it's
driving,
cool?
right? They're telling me I should pee in a bottle, pee in a cup, whatever. And so like I'm like, that's a good point. And so
That's disgusting.
so
You
listen,
missed
let's
the
just
whole
we're going
bottle.
there. We're going there. No, we're going there. Here.
Peed
No,
all over
it's
your
sort
car.
of similar to this. Okay, we're getting to the incident. Carrie's almost on there. Okay, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try this. All right. So I went and I go
Got
to a
like a
gas
thimble
station
so you could
right
fill it
when
up.
the thing when the thing starts. Right when my 3-hour drive from the Webster starts, right? I'm like, I'm gonna get an extra cup in case I have to pee. That way I can go all the way home, right? And so I like get a whole extra cup because I don't want to try to pee in a bottle. That's a small little hole. Like I just felt like
Was there a bit of spray
I'm gonna
back
get pee
from
everywhere.
the cup, from the back of
Because
the
like
cup?
yeah, well no, well I'm just saying like if you're driving and trying to pee into a bottle with like maybe if you got a Powerade bottle, a little bigger opening or something,
Yeah.
right? And so like
I need a Starbucks tumbler personally. But yeah.
so I do this thing, right? I do the thing. I do the thing like 2 hours into my drive. And as I don't remember the series of events that happened, I think I was trying to get rid of it because like now I've got this cup that
Yeah, you have a cup
smells
full of
in my
pee.
car. Like,
Yeah.
what do you do with it,
People
right?
don't talk enough about
Like, they
the
don't talk
post
about
pee.
that part,
They don't
yeah.
talk about the hot cup of pee you
The
have.
smell in the car, yeah. And like I think that's why they say use a bottle. So I'm learning, right? They said use a bottle because you can put a lid on it, and then
Yeah.
it doesn't smell like pee in the car.
Yeah.
So this is the incident. I get to a red light, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna dump this pee out. I drop the cup on my lap and spill the whole thing all over me.
That's disgusting. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And you already
That's an
smell,
incident, Ben.
You already,
That's an incident.
You already smell like urine, so that made it even
So-
worse.
Well, and so I have like a whole set of clothes in the back because I had been at the flea market the day before. And so I reach back and I instantly pull off these peed on clothes while I'm driving, mind you.
Yeah,
So now I'm driving butt
naked with peon clothes. That's what Kevin calls
driving
other
down
people's clothes. Peon clothes.
And I have to like put on clothing while driving, and I've got like the peon clothes. I like throw them into an IKEA bag.
You should have just tossed them
like-
out the window, dude. It's Florida. They're used to piss on clothes on the side of a highway.
I will just say that Tina was not very proud of me when I explained the whole situation of why I had peed on clothing when I got home. She's like, "What is wrong with you?" I said, "I don't
That's
know."
so good. That reminded me of back in the day. I used to.
That's an incident,
I had
guys.
storage units a lot in Utah, and I remember like there was no restroom near the storage unit, and I'd be there for hours, so I'd have to pee in a cup and then toss it down the drain.
Yeah.
So I'd just be walking around with this pee, at my storage unit.
Okay,
So
so
I've
I
been
mean,
there.
I don't know.
I didn't drop
Give
it
your
on
guys
myself
tips.
like a
Give your
weirdo.
tips and hints of how to avoid what happened to me, because I think like maybe the Powerade bottle, and the ladies, they don't even have to worry about it. They just stop and they go like a normal person. They just go into a restroom and use that. So
Yeah, just stop and use a restroom if you have to pee. Step number. You should
tell
have
you.
learned this as a child.
if you ever go to Europe, they make fun of you for calling them bathrooms
call
because
them
they're like
loos?
you don't take a bath in it, and I'm
Oh,
like,
they're very snobby about that. Like
Yeah,
football,
they're like-
you don't play American football with your feet. You use your hands and pads
exactly.
and your
Well,
ninnies
and the other
or
thing
whatever.
is like, my bathroom does have a bath in it.
Yeah.
Many have baths in it, but in Europe, a lot of them have like the toilet in a little separate private room, and then the bath in.
My bathroom doesn't have a toilet, but it never stopped me.
Well, that's just because you're taking a dump on the floor. That's just what you do.
Hey, easy cleanup.
Well, okay,
Is
so
it?
I got that instant. Oh yeah, I was talking about the poopsie surprise. I wrote a note for myself
I
so I
love
wouldn't
how we
forget
went
it.
on a 10-minute tangent.
10-minute tangent. But no, this poopsie surprise thing. So I go there, and I was thinking about you because I was like, I wonder if Carrie would do this because I had watched your video recently, and you buying things for 8 and selling them for 19. So I
Stop
don't
it.
know. You
Stop it.
seems like
Believe
you'd
in
do
me.
anything.
Believe in me, please.
And so this poopsie surprise, it was $30. $30. It sells for $79.99, but it's like bigger than that pyramid I held up. So
Yeah.
would you do that flip? 30 to 79 plus ship. But it's
Um,
very big and not a good size. Like it's going to be hard to ship.
Depends. Am I filming?
You're filming.
Yes, because if I need it for to show that it's something you can flip, then yeah. But like if I wasn't filming
Yeah,
and I wasn't
yeah.
trying to find a hook or something to show people, because I'm fine with showing that because it's like
It is a
profitable.
flip,
It's
but I don't want to
profitable.
deal with it.
But I
It's an
wouldn't
I
want to
don't
deal
want to
with it
deal with it
personally,
flip.
no. So I probably wouldn't unless. But if it was cards, like I'll spend $30 on cards that are worth $5 because I'm
Yeah.
just love
That's
cards.
not
So
flipping, Carrie. That's
no,
just
that's a
wasting money.
problem. It's wasting money.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is. But I'm
Yeah, okay. So
trying.
I mean that I didn't buy it, but I could still show it and I could show the comp so people know that it sells and
Yeah.
I could literally just voice over say, "Hey, I didn't want to deal with this because it's going to take
No,
up
just
like a
tell the
huge
truth.
spot on my shelf."
I'm not
It's
good at this.
yeah, I'm
Roast me
bad at
down below.
this. Yeah, roast me below. I like that. They also had Bose speakers that I didn't buy because they were big and they were very similar. Big, it was like a big giant Bose woofer and two little
I
speakers.
don't.
Sells
There's
for
a certain.
70.
It depends. Are you going to list it if you buy it? Because like I've gotten
I
electronics in
would
the
list a
past that are
poopsie surprise
valuable,
because it would have been a
and I
five
just
minute
let them
lister.
sit.
Yeah, the electronics are harder because you
I
got to
just don't
test them.
like them, and I don't
Yeah.
like testing them. I don't like the thing that I am a reseller so that I don't have to work. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. No, that's a good point. And I was, I think I'm still kind of adjusting to that, but I always see these motivational Instagrams, right? And they're always like
Don't we
telling me
all?
how I
They
send them
just
to you
piss me
sometimes.
off. I'm like, stop it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they're always trying to motivate
It's
me,
a
but
1 p.m.
one
I'm
of
trying
them.
to
Oh, I
sleep.
need to charge this. But what was I doing? Oh, but
What's I doing? It's like I got a
there's
whole existential crisis. Where am
this
I?
motivational Instagram talking about how like, you know, you quit your job so that you can like be your own boss and work your own hours. But when you quit your job to work for yourself, you end up working more hours than you ever worked at your job,
True.
right? If you really
100%.
want to be successful.
It is
So
true.
I thought that was kind of an interesting hot
But
take.
you're
But I
trading something you hate doing, hopefully, for something you enjoy doing. But the truth is, once you
yeah,
do anything a lot and it becomes important for money and everything, you don't tend to love it as much as you loved it before
I
because
don't know. Like I listed, and honestly, I'm one of the weird people who doesn't
yes,
mind listing. It's
you
just
are
a matter
weird.
of like getting into the
I
zone.
love listing. I
Getting into
hate
the
shipping.
zone.
You got
Yeah,
it.
it's getting into the zone. If
Listing
I
in the
get into the
zone.
listing zone,
Listing in the zone is amazing, dude.
yeah,
I just
it's
have music
satisfying.
playing. I
Mm-hmm.
just doing karaoke. I'm flexing. It's just awesome.
Yeah. Well, like if I get a good show, so I was watching. I recommend. Well, first of all, I recommend this podcast while you're listening,
Yes.
or literally any ADHD flips video. The pics are hard to watch while you're listening.
Any other
But if you're caught
reselling
up,
podcast we could legitimately recommend seriously?
uh,
Okay. What would you recommend then? 'Cause no podcast outside of us.
no, listen. I would recommend every
The American
single
Arbitrage
podcast.
podcast with Lady Arbitrage. We
Okay,
have
no,
some
no, no.
episodes.
I recommend every single podcast that's a reselling podcast if they fix their audio. Right now, I would say the best audio is probably Flippin' Fantastic. Has the best audio out of all of them. I'm an audiophile. Like, I don't like really terrible sounding audio. So for me, it's got to sound decent. And a lot of them are having audio issues right now. I would say the second best audio is Reseller Clickbait from Ken and Jimmy. Props has some audio issues, but
Yeah,
Ken and Jimmy have very good audio.
Pops is I think talking into like a potato with a wire coming out of it.
Yeah, yeah. You got to fix your mics, guys. That should be top priority. And that's just the way I look at it. But anyways, what I was gonna say was Ted Lasso. I watched the whole
Yes.
entire
Great
series.
show.
Have you watched it?
I
You've
have not
it.
watched the last season. I watched the first
Dude,
two.
the last season is so satisfying. Like
I
they,
need to
they
watch
finish it out. They finish
Ted
it out.
Lasso is one of the coolest characters ever.
He's awesome.
He's
Just
awesome.
like middle America, nice guy. But what's cool
Biscuit
about it
Butt
is
went to high school with Jason Sudeikis. Did you know that?
oh cool. No.
Yeah.
But was he in the League? That's a different guy.
No, it's a different guy. It was
The guy with the white pubic hair or whatever. You know who I'm talking about? That's a weird
Kevin.
Kevin got Wolfinger. Those are all white pubic hairs, but he manscapes for that reason, so he's good. No. It's a good show to listen to because you don't really need to look at the screen very much, right? It's just
Yeah.
you just don't need to watch it
Yeah,
too
and
much.
I'm
So
well, I'm not surprised because it is a really good show, but it's very much sports centric. And
yeah,
you
well, I liked it though. I
But
like
it really
sports. I
isn't
like the
about the
league. I
sport
like
per
stuff like that.
se.
No.
The league
It's
is
about the
so good. I
relationships.
keep getting the
The
league
league is
clips
so
on my
good.
TikTok, and it's very underrated,
Are
guys.
they
The
all
league.
Rafi and his pocket dogs? Because I see those all the time.
Dude, I don't even dude,
You don't remember
Taco is my
Rafi?
you were our Taco in our fantasy football league last year, and then you
Yeah, I
ditched us.
was. I was. I'm
You were the
sorry. Well,
Taco.
that's
You
what
didn't
Taco would
care.
do.
You didn't
That's what
edit your
Taco would
lineup.
do.
If we lost to you, it was deathly embarrassing. It was awesome.
It's humiliating.
It was just sad.
Okay. So I have noticed too that all the other podcasts are stealing our segments, right? They've got
Yeah.
sale of the week, find of the week. They've got all this stuff going on.
But I don't think
I
we
mean,
originated those. I think they were in like Pure
maybe Pure
Hustle.
Hustle did
I
it.
think
Yeah,
Pure
maybe
Hustle
Pure
did
Hustle
that.
did it. Yeah, maybe we stole
I
it
think the
from them.
key
Who
is with
knows?
podcasts is just be yourselves. I feel like sometimes
Yeah.
I feel like people are trying to be weird and zany when I don't know if that's what's naturally coming from them,
Them.
if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to see. Like, I sold an $80 action figure. I sold a ton of
Oh,
comics,
we're
like
talking about what
$1,000
we
in
sold?
comics.
Okay.
Yeah, let's talk about it for a minute. I was trying to find one of the really good ones. I thought I sold one comic for $100, but maybe I
But you
didn't.
didn't.
I sold a $100 Lighthouse, but maybe not a $100 comic. Do you have any sales that are more than $14?
First one I looked at. How about that? Why don't you put that in your pipe and smoke it, you
Because I'm not a
animal? I
smoker. My
sold.
mom was telling me that she used to find cigarettes very satisfying. So
Your
that's
mom?
yeah. She
Yeah,
was a
well,
smoker apparently.
that's kind of the insidious nature of cigarettes. Is they're oddly satisfying and soothing,
It's
but they
interesting to
ruin
me
your
because
body.
because to me cigarettes are icky smelling. But I guess if you're
I
smoking them,
kind of
they don't
like the
smell
smell of
icky.
cigarettes and gasoline.
Oh, together too. If you put them together, crazy
Thankfully,
things
nothing
happen.
bad can happen
Freak
if you did
gasoline
that.
fight accident.
And I also love second degree burns.
Yeah.
No, I sold a Kayvon Looney, numbered to 64, rookie card for
Is that a
$20.
person?
It's a person, yeah. That was
Okay.
from the lot that I bought from Jesse old at yesterday's Fits.
Yeah.
I sold a Florida State Seminoles hat today for
Okay.
$11.50. I'm looking.
All
Let me
right.
look. I've sold
Dude, I
cards.
sold
$30
I sold
card,
a
$35 card, mostly cards.
nice. That's not bad. I sold a Funko Mystery Mini. What do you think the most someone could get for a Funko Mystery Mini is? You know what those are? Those
Oh,
little
dude,
tiny ones.
there's $200-$300 mystery
Oh,
minis.
I
There's
didn't
some
get
rare
that
ones.
much. I got $80. Actually, I think it was probably
Was
worth
it
more than
that
100.
Carl with the blood or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that
think
one
it was
I've
probably worth
had
more than
that one
100.
back before it was as valuable as it is now.
Yeah, I sold it for $80 though in like 5 minutes. So that was kind of
I love
good.
the mystery minis, man. Those are great. I love, I've even said in my video, stay away from Funkos or whatever. But there is,
Yeah, but you're just being a fake like content creator when you do that.
I'm a real content creator, but I don't know if
Creating
the message
you're
was
creating
muddled
fake
because there's
content.
no nuance. But there is nuance. There is vaulted Funkos and some of the mystery minis. Most of them aren't worth much, but there's some that are worth a ton. I
Yeah.
sold a Spud
Okay, I
Webb
found it,
Mitchell
Carrie.
and Ness
I
hat for
found it.
$30. That
Who
was
is it?
pretty good.
Which team?
Spud Webb. This is
What's
cool.
Spud Webb?
Spud Webb was a winner. So this hat I got in a yard sale. I haven't shown the yard sale yet. So it
On
just has.
your
Oh gosh, you can't
OnlyFans.
even see it because of this freaking brick wall in my background.
Put it in front of your face and we'll see it.
Oh,
See?
look at that. So it's
Isn't
like
that
a
magical?
hat with a number on it, and then it says 1986 Slam Dunk Champion on it because he was the
That's
Slam
you.
Dunk. It
Yeah.
sold right away for $30. So
Okay.
the
Oh,
money
so
the money got spent on $1.50 sports cards already, but
nice.
it was there
I
for
was
a
gonna
moment.
tell you my best comic sale was $90. It was X-Men 17, Magneto's first appearance.
Dude,
That's kind of cool, right? Yeah.
Did you watch
So
X-Men
it's
as a
90
kid? I
bucks.
loved X-Men.
I did not. I mostly was watching Rugrats. I was a
Really?
big Rugrats guy.
You were
Yeah.
like a
I
little
was
bit like you weren't as cool then. You were a little bit
Pepper
more of a
Ann. Did you
baby
watch Pepper
dweeb.
Ann? Did you watch Pepper Ann?
I don't know what that is.
Pepper Ann, Pepper. My Disney Channel peeps are shouting
What
me
about
out in
Doug?
the comments right now. Oh, I love Doug. Yeah. Yeah.
Doug was
I
good.
love Doug.
But X-Men
Patty
was cool,
Mayonnaise.
dude. Gambit was the coolest guy in the world.
Yeah. Did you have a crush on Topanga?
Oh yes, I did. When as a kid, yes.
A little bit. A little bit.
Yeah, dude,
Just a
who
little
didn't?
bit, yeah.
I think we all
Well, I preferred the Fred Savage's girlfriend.
did.
What
Yes,
was her
Winnie
name?
Cooper. Yeah.
Winnie. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Winnie.
preferred Winnie. That was
Definitely
yeah,
went
she
through a
was-
Winnie stage for sure.
Okay, wait. Was there anything else we need to talk about? This show's gone on and on and on. What time is it? 1:48. We can stop anytime, Carrie.
Let's get to hour 3.
Should we go to 2 hours? Like we can
That's
talk about more. I got more.
I
Let's do
think
it. Let's just do it
this is
without
so
Kevin. I think
much
it'd be
better
good to
without
get to
Kevin.
2 hours without
This
Kevin.
is so much
We
better
almost
without
had a
Kevin.
pretty legit guest on this show, but Carrie screwed it all up because he's busy at the Boss Reseller Remix.
Well, dude, I was out of town all week was the real reason. I was in Utah visiting my dear sweet family. Mama
How was your
Arbitrage,
mama?
by the way, big hit in my new video. Mama Arbitrage.
Yeah, I have a
People
lot of people been
love the
commenting.
mothers. I didn't
Yeah, they
even
do love the mothers.
didn't
The
even I
mothers
didn't
help me
even
get
push it. I
views.
just showed her in a few clips.
Dude, but we didn't even cover this. Like, okay, actually, no, I wanted to say this. This is a PSA for content creators. YouTube sent out another, what is the word I'm looking for? Um, set, let's say set.
Veiled threat?
A set of emails to content creators offering them a $500 bonus just for turning on memberships. Literally just turning on the membership option. They don't have to get anyone to sign up to be members or anything like that. If you are a content creator, look for an email from YouTube that says something about earning an extra $1,000. And I just want to say that because a lot of people don't check
You sent
the
me the
email that's
link and it
associated.
just took me to something I couldn't even. You got to resend that to my email
well,
or
yeah.
something.
I say that because a lot of people don't even look at the emails from YouTube. They ignore them. Pay attention to that one because you don't need to even tell people to join. Like, I got 2 of them. I got one for my Park Pursuits channel and one for my ADH Dave Picks. Literally just turn it on and they will give you a $500 bonus. This is for monetized YouTube channels. I know there's quite a few of them that are listening. So if you are listening to your monetized YouTube channel, check for that. That was my PSA, Carrie. What do you got? What can you provide of value? Anything.
I found that there's three basic shades or colors of feces. There's a yellow,
Yeah,
which is surprisingly healthy. It doesn't look like it's gonna
Yeah.
be healthy, but it's actually kind of got like a soft
Okay.
texture. You want to just a little taste. It's gonna have a little bit of a tang to it. And then
You're gonna
there's the
eat this.
green. The green's the one that tells you you're sick. You don't want to taste that one. It's not going to taste right. And then there's just the good old brown, and then that's the one that you don't really need to think about. But if you have the green or
Mine
yellow,
have
yellow means you're doing
primarily
good,
been
green
black.
means or what?
Mine have been
Oh,
primarily black
black and
or
splotchy.
gray.
Gray? Oh, the gray
Actually, I think
poops,
both
yeah.
black
That
and I
means
think
it's
both black
the
and gray
food
mean
has
you're
died
dying.
before it's left your rectum.
No, I think we probably shouldn't talk about that. Okay, I wanted to read a iTunes review we got, guys. We got from Wild Indian 546456. Y'all are a hoot. 5-star rating. I'm honestly not sure how I found the Trash to Cash podcast. That's pretty standard.
That's standard.
But I'm glad I did. I was also thinking if you can't get Prep H to sponsor, look at Colace. Adding to my original review because I'm still listening. I listen to the newest ones, but also go back and listen to the old ones from the beginning. The ads I'm getting, I don't understand. I keep getting a Spanish ad. Well, I don't know what to tell you about that. Like, we have no control over the ads that you get, so just blame Spotify for that one.
We have no say. Do you even make that much money? Do we make that much money off of Spotify?
Not really, no. Like 150 a month or something. It's something. It's
That's
something. 3 ways, it's $50
richer
a piece.
for Kevin, so that's good for him.
Yeah, yeah. Rich as as long as that's true. He gets 145 of that.
Yes. And then we're highly taxed, and there's a lot of fees before he gives us our 5, which we split in half, of course.
I'm actually pretty proud of you for making a YouTube video, Carrie.
Dude, I've been busy. It's not like I've been screwing around. I've been with my dear sweet family for a week.
I know, but like, what about the previous 4 weeks?
What are you talking? I've done videos. Do you not look at my videos? I did one 8 days ago.
But can you blame me for not looking?
Yeah, well, you're just. It's like saying like I want to congratulate you for selling something on eBay, and then you did. Of course, you didn't sell anything on eBay, Dave. And you didn't even look.
I'm a big fan of American Arbitrage cards, personally.
That I need to do a video on. I know, but you've actually watched some of those videos, which is weird.
It is weird, but when I love watching Carrie. And by the way, your reseller rally video didn't do that well. Your reseller rally video didn't do that well. It was weird because it was a good thumbnail. Like your face is all covered. Bad font though.
The
weirdly
font was
bad font.
Weirdly, yeah, it was. Look, I'm not. What would you say? Good at this.
You usually have a nice font though. Like,
I don't know what I was doing. I was trying to be
font.
creative. I was trying to be like I was in my creative zone, and my creativity leads nowhere.
Dude, I listed so much this week. like hours upon hours of listing, and it was weird. It's weird how you make more money when you list. That's a new thing for me.
Yeah, it's here. Look, algorithm talk. Let's get into it.
Oh
Okay,
yes, okay. Let's talk about the Kyocera
the
algo talk.
Kyocera algorithm. Okay, the Kyocera, of course, is an it's an algorithm from what I've
Yeah,
understood,
yeah. I
and
asked
it is something
Bard
that is
and
activated
ChatGPT.
by the participation of your stuff upon the site.
Yes, yes.
It it
Are you
it
done?
it it,
Was
it
that it? Is that
expands
all you
the
had?
Kyocera to a
Yeah.
degree that will allow the sales to flow through.
It's all about the item specifics. It makes so much sense now. The item
Oh,
specifics. Now I
dude, yes.
understand
If
why
it's
they
a
made us put them
dandelion, make sure you put dandelion under the
with
flowers
leaves.
category with
3
three
leaves in
leaves.
the
They want to know
flower
because there are
category.
people who are looking for the 4-leaf dandelions,
Yes,
and
and they're
they're
not
just
around.
they're not
They're
only going to
nowhere.
pass by your 3-leaf one, they're going to
Hmm.
spit in the face of your listing.
Earl Grey tea,
Earl Grey
hot.
tea, one word. That's all one word. Earl
That's all
Grey
one
tea,
word.
no
Hmm.
spaces,
Hey,
guys.
what's this, Carrie? This is a
What?
thing I got.
It's
You ever seen such a thing?
that's Aztec or Mayan. It's probably Aztec.
It's cool, right? I don't
Yeah,
know what it
dude.
is. I think it's made from
I
human
love it, dude.
teeth.
I like that kind of stuff because I lived in
It's
Mexico.
cool, yeah. Did
That's
you?
dope. Yeah, no, I did.
So this, she said she got this in Mexico.
Yeah, it's
So
Aztec, I
that's,
believe. That's a full
what
on
kind of
outfit.
what kind
Well,
of money do they charge for that in Mexico?
too much.
Like, what do you think I could get it for
I
it on
think you could
eBay?
get probably. I think you can get 30 to 50.
Okay, cool. I paid $5, so I'll do okay on that. And
That's
Carrie
the
knows
thing. Like
all.
sometimes souvenirs that you can only get in those places, you can get a premium when you're not there
Yeah.
because there's no competition or low competition. You don't want to be selling one of 400 gray shirts. You want to sell the one
Yes.
Aztec warrior with the eagle.
So you want to be that guy who's got the Aztec warrior with the eagle. Dude, so tomorrow I am going to a theme park, but not for the whole day. I'm going to work in the morning. So don't go thinking I'm lazy, Carrie. I know you think
Which
it.
which
I know
which
you think
park are
it.
you going to? Because we were trying to figure out which park. We were thinking Epcot, but we don't know which one
Okay,
we
so
want
I'm
to check
going to
out.
Halloween Horror Nights, and I'm gonna do a
Ah,
live stream. So tune in,
okay.
tomorrow. You'll appreciate that. You
Yeah.
enjoy that. And then Monday, I'm going to Hollywood Studios at Disney.
Yes.
So
Hollywood Studios.
you'll
I
have to
couldn't
see
figure
that.
out what the fourth park was, and then I found that out
Yeah, that's it.
yesterday.
Yeah.
It's Hollywood
Yep.
Studios.
Yep. So we're doing that one. We were supposed to go last week, but then we literally got a tornado in my backyard. So,
Like a
and
literal
it's not
tornado in your
not
literal
literally.
backyard.
It was literally 2 streets over, and it literally
So
was
it
an
was
E2 or an
so it
F2
was
tornado.
the opposite of literally. It was
Yeah, it
two
was
streets over,
figuratively.
and it was
It was
not a tornado.
figuratively in
It
my
was just a
backyard.
little. It was a little bit of a paper bag moving around.
No, dude, it was a serious tornado.
Dude,
It
wild.
was super loud. It sounded like a train, and pretty much everyone on that street that it hit, which by the way, we had put an offer on a house on that street and decided not to get that house. They all need new roofs. Their roofs
Oh,
got ripped up. One person had like I think it was like a fence post or something came through her roof and landed right next to her in bed. Like like
whoa.
shot through her roof. Like it was that crazy. The cars are all destroyed. Like it was
Reason
wild.
6,472 to not live in Florida.
There's not that many
I'm just kidding. I
tornadoes in
like Florida
Florida,
a lot.
honestly.
Yeah.
Like it's not like Tornado Alley or what is that, like Missouri and
Yeah,
stuff where they get
Oklahoma or
constant
something,
tornadoes. Yeah,
where the
Oklahoma.
wind
Yeah, where
goes
they get
sweeping down the way. Seldom
Oklahoma.
heard. A
This is where
discouraging
Ben would
word.
start singing really loudly. We're
Just wake
seldom
people up.
misheard.
People who have fallen. If you've
Discouraging
fallen
word.
asleep while listening to this podcast, this is your alarm.
Yep.
Wake
That's
up.
exactly right. Wait, let's see. I have an idea, Carrie. I have an epiphany. An epiphany.
That's a big word. Do you know what it means?
No, yeah, epiphany is like a sudden realization,
Didn't Epiphany used to
right?
like sing in malls in the 80s? She had that song. I think we're
No, that was
alone now.
Tiffany. Do you remember you watched How I Met Your Mother, right?
Yes, some of it.
And when they did the Let's Go to the Mall thing with
Oh, where she
Robin
was the singer from
Sparkles?
Canada?
Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
good bit. I
that
like
was a
that
good
bit.
bit. It was.
You know, I never finished that show. I didn't have it in me because I was convinced. Spoiler alert, probably, but I don't know for sure. I was
They never told you
convinced
how he met his
that the
mother.
mother would die.
I
Right? I was
think
convinced
that's
they
what
tell
happened.
like why else would you tell the story unless the mother's gonna die? And so I didn't want to watch it because I thought it'd depress me at the end. So I don't know if that is that what happened.
I
Don't tell him. That'd be a
think
spoiler.
here's what
That'd be a
happened.
spoiler.
He was in a coma and none of that actually happened. He woke up and it was in the middle
Oh,
of a
it was a
zombie
deep fake.
apocalypse. It was the beginning of 28 Days Later, actually, which was very strange.
That was a good movie.
I
That was a good
love,
movie.
dude, I was so into zombies 15 years ago, dude.
We
Then
all
they
were.
just milked
Remember
it
Dawn
way
of the
too
Dead
much.
in the
Yeah.
mall? The
Do you
Dawn
remember
of the Dead
Shaun
movie in
of
the
the
mall?
Dead?
Yeah, that was. I
You would
still
have
watch
liked it.
that
I
one
feel
all the
like
time.
you were in that universe, the Hot Fuzz Shaun of the
Dude,
Dead
the thing with
universe.
Dawn of the Dead is like there's that mall scene where the lady's having the baby,
Yeah.
and then the baby is like a zombie.
Yes.
That was some
Dawn of the Dead was
disturbing
so good.
stuff.
There's so many
That's
good
what I'm
ones.
saying.
Oh my gosh.
Wait,
28
reselling
weeks later.
podcast. Let's
Yeah,
talk
well, who
Mercari for a
cares?
second. Let's talk Mercari for just a
Mercari.
second.
Post. Here's the fun thing about
Um,
Mercari. It allows you to keep posting and you're never selling anything, but you can keep posting.
your quantity goes up and up and up,
you
up and
you
up and
can
up.
build a massive inventory because you're never selling anything.
No, actually, I don't think I sold anything on Mercari
Dude,
this week at
Mercari's
all, did I?
used to be better. I mean, I hate to be that guy. Back in my day, algorithms, but seriously, I don't know what's wrong with Mercari, but
Yeah.
it seems like it's like a video game. Like it's a video game where it teaches you how to list stuff, but it doesn't give you any of the benefit of selling anything.
Yeah, I will say I think Mercari is easier to start listing on than eBay.
Oh,
Is
heck
that a
yeah.
crazy
Mercari, hands down, the easiest platform to list on. Hands down,
Yeah.
like, just like, I don't know. I feel like there's hope. Maybe I just need to list more on Mercari. I haven't listed a ton lately, and I
You
have
could list
had sales.
perfectly
Yeah.
using code Commonwealth.
Code Commonwealth. American Arbitrage 30 is overrated. I wouldn't do it. This is reverse psychology. I did list a little bit on List Perfectly last week and did some stuff, but nothing sold from it. I need to do more. I was gone all week. I got motivated the day before I left, and then I was gone for a week, of course. Motivation squashed.
So when you went to Utah for a week, like what did the normal day look like? Was there any reselling, any
Just
business, or was it
thrifting
all
all day.
relaxing?
Pretty much.
Really?
We thrifted a lot, and then I spent time with my mom, and then we hung out with her brother. We went and saw her mom. So we
Did you
spent
see
some
any
time.
movies?
Not while we were gone. We saw. What did we see? We saw something in
You saw
Venice.
something I had never heard of. It
A
was like
Haunting
horror
in Venice,
movie.
which was pretty good. What I love,
Venice.
if you want to get into we don't
Wait,
want to
it's not
talk
a
movies
country.
on this one, but I love the mid-Atlantic 1940s accent. Hey, see, like that. Well, no, that's a little too. That's a little too. What's the word?
Are you drunk? Are you drunk
Yeah.
right now?
But I love the
There you go.
style of 50s, 60s films.
Road to Perdition? Was that
Road to
50s or
Perdition is
30s?
kind of in that style. That's like 30s, I think. But I love that
Yeah.
that classic Americana stuff. I don't know. I dug that aspect of it, even though it was in Venice, so it wasn't Americana, but it was cool.
You want some more eBay news?
Yes.
Go
What did-
subscribe to Rockstar Flipper. Then.
Exactly, guys. Rockstar Flipper. He's been just reciting and regurgitating stuff that's on the interwebs for free for years now. But if you want him
Yeah.
to verbalize it for you, check it out.
Go check it out. Wait, your name is Carrie Tomato today?
Yeah, Carrie Tomato.
Yeah,
Honey.
he took all my viewers. He took them all. He took them all during my whatnot auction.
Yeah, dude, that
I'm
was
still a little
it was
bitter.
uncalled for. Because this when Josh, I know Josh is still listening. Josh, when is enough enough?
Mm-hmm.
This is only to Josh. Everybody else can turn off the podcast. But seriously, when's enough enough? Do you have to look at this guy over here? Look at this little fella. Why'd you do that to him, Josh?
You pointed the wrong way. Like, how hard is it?
Josh, here, dude, fix this in post. Fix it in post, Dave. I'm gonna give you some editing. Look at this sweet Al. You guys both look like Al Borland. You'd think you'd have some sort of camaraderie. Hey, Matt's Prof Pursuits. You see me yet again doing what I do best, fake thrifting. It's probably one of my favorite things to do in the world. It's how I built this empire. Now you can build an empire too, my friend. I promise you, as long as you stop doing everything you're doing right now. I know what you're doing. Seems like it's the right idea, but don't do it anymore, dude. You gotta stop. It's weird for everybody, you know what I'm saying? I have to talk about it at a thrift store, man. And this is my job. So I'm taking out job time to try to motivate you. Although you did pay me handsomely, and I do appreciate that. Matt, you can do it. Whatever it is you want to do, in all seriousness, I mean, probably. I mean, I don't know what the over-under is. It might not be likely. It could be likely. I really don't know, but, try, I guess. Just do you, man. Thanks for paying yet again for this. Hey, Brian Big and Fun, how are you doing? Busy working here at the thrift store. Dawn is busy working here at the thrift store. I'm just sitting, I'm taking a break. I haven't had a break in a couple minutes, so I just need to kind of get a breather. That's kind of how it is. Why are you hanging out with us, man? Why are you hanging out with Riff Raff like the Trash to Cash podcast? I saw you on the gambling boat in Cincinnati. Pretty cool. That was pretty fun. You're such a nice, wonderful guy.
I don't know if I really need to motivate you, man. I feel like you need to motivate me. So if you could, maybe just send me some kind words. I'm struggling, but you paid me to motivate you, so that puts a lot of pressure on me. I think you can do what you're trying to do, but you got to do it. You know what I mean? I think that's the key. I think doing what you got to do in the time you have to do it is the key to doing it. That's what I've read. I've read a lot of books about a lot of stuff. But Brian, you're awesome, man. Appreciate you. You're doing awesome. Keep it up, man. Be consistent. Q4. Get your boxes for 2027 before it's too late.